I see. So it's kind of like I can if you found something really rare, I might make you roll for it because you wouldn't maybe know that with your current experience.
No.
So if you want to proactively make me roll for any of these things,
we already have. Like the first time you rolled.
Well, I mean, roll for knowing what they are.
Oh no, that's fine. We already did that. Because you got those moonflower.
I got 2 invisibility potion, possibly. And yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's more like you know, like you identify it, you know what it is, but maybe you don't know.
I mean, I could totally fail.
Yeah,
and it still makes a potion, which is funny. And you can still drink it.
It does.
And it's up to the DM to decide what happens if you drink a potion. Like, I didn't know if it quite came out right.
All right, guess I get to be more clever.
Only part of your body turns invisible, not the whole thing.
Yeah.
You pull down your pants and there's nothing there.
I regret. I'm in my 50s. That's fine.
Wow. +4 or something, right?
Well, now I'm in my 50s. I was in my 40s.
Now you're in your 50s.
Well, you just have to roll to lower your age.
I know. I just need to wild surge again and go down.
Is there a regrow genitalia wild magic item?
We have to make that a thing.
I said he doesn't see anything, not that it wasn't there.
I'm still suggesting the addition to the wild magic table.
Regardless.
Ooh, you can also enforce potion sickness if I drink too many potions.
Yeah, if you try and have too many effects going on.
Sounds like
that's actually in the regular rules of it's up to the DM's discretion if you start chugging too many potions.
If a player decides to ingest more than 8 ingredients worth of potions between periods of long rest, you can decide to have some consequences appear.
Well, I'll start paying attention to those rules once you have enough ingredients.
but shouldn't be used to punish the players.
Yeah. Yeah, DM.
The rule is there for the players exploiting the rule and having too many buffs going on at once. Like if you take all of these potions that are equivalencies of another spell that's a concentration spell, like invisibility, I mean...
What if he wants to be double invisible? And
There's no such
multiple?
thing.
Yeah.
You can be invisible and ethereal. Well, you would be on the ethereal plane and invisible.
You guys remember the movie Clock Stoppers?
Nope.
A long time ago. Kids would wear watches that would like make them move super fast. So it'd be like time would slow down, and then like the big twist, or not really twist, but like the Deus Ex Machina or whatever at the end of they would age, but was wearing 2 of the watches at the same time.
Yep, that works.
Yeah, it did. Andrew, do you have like a good grasp on the conditions?
No.
I mean, I have my handy little thing here, but like I do have a decent grasp on the conditions.
I feel like
poison I don't, but poison I've never really had one because the poison can have various effects. Sometimes it's a stunning poison, sometimes it's disadvantage, sometimes it's damage at time.
Are you still paralyzed?
No.
Yeah.
So we're done poking you with a stick.
Yes, thank you.
You're so alive.
That was plenty.
That was nice and carried him out of the forest instead of
yes, I do appreciate that.
Or like dragging him from his fake foot or something.
One of these days,
I don't know.
I will be able to.
Do we have more of the beads or something? I'd like 4 random markers or something. Or I guess those would work.
What do you want?
Random markers for what?
My Wrath of the Storm. Hopefully it'll remind me to use it.
Oh.
My lightning on hit.
Oh.
Oh, yes, with all the little spiders that were chewing on you. What's that for?
Oh, is that a reaction?
I don't think it's. Yes, no, it is. Sorry, reaction to hit. Yep.
That's what I figured.
Don't have any other reaction, so it's.
Tax opportunity.
Excited?
Does that count as a reaction?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
Well, if they hit me and run, that's probably 2d8s better than my attack of opportunity.
Yeah,
One.
yeah. But that's
I don't
usually
get
how that
both,
Okay.
though.
I'll probably try and disengage or dash.
Because you thought I was coming home.
Wait, rather than I
Yeah, sorry about that. Well, do that and feed them. I'll see you either tonight or tomorrow. All right. Love you. Bye. She forgot I was coming, but then realized after she called. I was like, it's on the calendar. She's like, I know. I forgot.
I'm trying to get stuff in here, but
studying the map, places you've not been.
Yeah.
I figure we got a general idea what the world looks like, right?
Depends on your background.
I've traveled the world.
This
I can tell
guy
you where
has
everything
come
is.
from all the way the fuck over here.
I went to.
He's had some
I
travel.
apparently went to seclusion when I went to seclusion.
Yes.
I didn't realize it was over.
Yes, no. The dragonborn Dragon's Reach is far off.
hey, maybe 7.
Yeah.
As they have gathered.
Hey, all right.
My computer's still doing really funny things, so I'm going to try and troubleshoot while we get started. This is
Okay.
on my phone.
Oh,
Which, I mean, it's just got a little bit less of a reliable connection, except that right now my computer has no connection. So,
a much more reliable connection.
yeah. I'm going to try and download Chrome and see what happens. See if I can make it work on Chrome. How's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Fine. Oh, did you hear that we all have 400 more experience than we
Of
did
course
before?
not. He just got in.
Did you hear while you weren't here?
The rumor
I did not hear that.
I mean, they say it.
Where's that put us now? I don't have my stuff up because my computer's going crazy.
1725. Still level 3.
What's for next?
Like 28,
2700.
27.
Yeah, sorry. A little under 1,000.
Factor by 3 or something like that.
So we're searching for a dragon this tonight and see if we can kill it and level up.
Oh yeah. What type of dragon? An ancient red dragon?
Doesn't matter. They'll all wreck you.
Little dragon wormling baby.
Well, we're just gonna massacre the
The
entire
dragon
Yeah,
wormlings
we try to
are,
kill the
are
enemy.
only CR2, but
You
if
could
you
take
have
those.
yeah.
One of
Those
them.
are the
It
only
wouldn't
ones.
be enough.
together.
We need a real dragon.
Yeah, those would give you like 225, I think it is, experience each, and that's divided by 5.
So we each just need to kill
5.
5.
Five.
Yeah. So
5 dragons?
5 little wormlings
Oh.
each. Yeah, no problem. Little babies.
I'm pretty sure
5
that's
CR2s
individually
apiece. Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
diddly
At the
damage.
same time.
Might as well.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
25 monsters at once.
I don't want to be level 3 this entire session. So
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just gonna wait for you, Seth, till you iron out your setup.
Well, that's, I mean, yeah, that's fine if you want to. I'm happy to. But if there's anything that you could like to talk about in the meanwhile, I can try and troubleshoot while I listen.
I wonder how loud this is. Not wrong, but
Just as because it's a huge die, or
no, because it
it's
landed on a
surface.
2.
Another one? Another one? Is that another one?
No, that's. I feel like these all have to be 20.
Damn.
There's a
There's
1.
one.
Wasted now, though, of course. Yeah.
And I was rolling 20s all over the place in our last session against,
Yeah.
against
As the
those
DM?
guys. Yeah. This
I was thinking dice,
Pretty
too.
nasty.
yeah, a pink die over there. Or green dice, yeah.
So why is it in jail? You should roll tonight.
I should actually, but yeah, I was like,
He's keeping it there for luck.
I got.
It's gathering the
I'm
extra
pretty
luck.
sure. I don't know where that
I
one
got
came.
it fixed. If you wanna, I'm gonna hang up here. I want you to re-invite me and see if I can pull it up on the computer.
I actually don't know where that one die came from. So if that's one of y'all, shame on you for being a cheater. But you can have that.
The pink one
Yeah,
didn't come from one of your bags.
I don't think so.
The dice are reproducing on their own.
And growing stronger. I mean, it looks like, well, this is not a D20, and that's a D20, so it's.
No,
Did it work?
You're in here now. Well, so yes, but we can't see you at all.
For that.
Oh,
Now we can. Okay.
okay. It took a while for the video to catch up, I guess.
Nice haircut.
Hey, thank you. Trying to keep up my D&D tradition.
Everybody.
Every time I play, somebody gets a haircut.
Yeah.
Well, I started it last
I was going to say, Andrew, did you get a haircut?
I got a haircut when you came over. I had a new haircut for that session. Yes.
We noticed
Sorry, I didn't notice.
hmm
Probably take
It's only been growing since.
All for me. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's not just you; it's everybody.
Oh. All right, so I think I'm all troubleshooted up.
Cool.
Sweet.
We don't have grids today, so it's kind of a little loosey-goosey.
Cool.
We'll just let you tell us where everything is.
Yeah.
That's my favorite type of combat, to be honest.
30.
Descriptive combat.
So yeah, you last session you decided against taking the safe route and went through the spider forests in order to keep.
I was unaware
Up
of
your
a safe
time.
route.
Well, we go
The
around.
safe,
The
safe route was
extra half
around,
day.
and
Gotcha,
it would have
okay.
taken an extra half a day.
Yes.
You would have arrived at night.
There's
the
no
following day.
experience for getting over the safe route.
Mhm.
We know too much about Jorah's brother. Or
That's-
Jorah.
That's true. We-
Save him for
Too
Jorah.
much about Jorah's brother.
Oh wait.
But he's forgetting his name. We're doing it.
You did care for him because in the end he was downed and you guys helped him back up.
It's true.
I saved like 3 or 4 people last round.
Keep it up, please.
So yeah, in the midst the giant thunderclap from Morden scaring off the spiders in the center of the forest, you had encountered one final group and ran to safety outside of the forest.
Well,
Well, I wouldn't say
most people ran. Some were carried.
Some were carried. But nevertheless, no further casualties, and got your short rest and got to camp at roughly the edge of where the road started to meet wilderness, where it kind of just fades into just dirt. Needless to say, the road itself is still quite rough. It's not but it's a road. So you wake up the following morning and I believe you all did your long rest with like half your hit die stuff, right? I believe.
Right.
I think we used our hit die in the short rest and then
Yes.
gone back in the long rest.
Yeah.
Some
Well,
people
half.
did. Others saved them and got them all back.
That's
Yeah.
because you don't
I
get
didn't
hit.
really remember how was earlier that much. I lost like 10 HP.
Oh no.
That could be a lot to other people.
It is. So yeah, what do you guys want to do?
So I don't know what we're gonna do when we get there, but we ought to get on the road and head towards the.
Caer Corclyft.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Corclyft.
Yeah, I got that written down somewhere.
Fort K.
It starts
Yeah,
with
we get talked about.
there are no K's in its name.
Does that
We had
matter?
talked about all the different possibilities of us encountering bad guys along the way versus trying to infiltrate the fort. We never actually came up with a decision on how we wanted to actually go about, getting ourselves a Jorah.
Yeah, we kept telling our pacifist friend we were going to be nice about it, but then he didn't come along. So, our options are open.
Yeah.
True.
Well, and remind me again, Andrew, how far away had we been from this Caer Corclyft back when we were at the bandit camp? Like, how far are these people journeying with Jorah back? Are they likely to have made it back based on that amount of time?
It was roughly equidistant from the 2 days.
So they may well have made it to
days.
It would have been a hard ride if you were to have beat them back by this point.
Even though they had prisoners and were moving at slower speed.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because
prisoners halved your pace. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It would have taken us 4 days.
And so how long
There's
Still
Caer
random
prisoners.
from where we are now is it supposed to take?
Half a day.
Half a day.
we're close.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's morning.
It's morning.
So we can get there either during daylight or nighttime. We can kind of decide how, we want to go. Delaying till nightfall if we chose to do something sneaky wouldn't really delay a long number of hours.
I say we get there during the day and at least scout it out. Maybe
Yeah.
don't engage until night.
Yeah, I still kind of like the idea of hanging back, seeing if they're going to actually go and attack the now empty, well, soon to be empty encampment, and then trying to save
It's not a bad idea.
Jorah when there's less of them.
Well, and they may actually have Jorah with them.
Yeah.
On
On
the-
They might not
I
break
trust
their
my
might
brother
not,
not to
though.
tell them any information.
Yeah, and so then if they don't leave, we attack at night. Because it's night and dark, and we can be sneakier or something.
Well, some of us maybe.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a little bit of reconnaissance before we decide.
Say that again, Seth?
I said I think it sounds good, a little bit of reconnaissance before we decide.
Mhm.
I agree.
I mean, if we get lucky, they'll move most of their forces out to go after the resistance camp and leave Jorah in a dungeon with minimal guards. That would be great. Might as well at least give it a chance.
So this road, is it moderately straightforward? Like, I guess what I am interested in is if there was at any point where we couldn't really see very far down the road, maybe at that point we should discuss getting off of the road so we don't just stumble into people. But if the road's moderately straight, then we have these nice eyeglasses so we can see along the
Yeah,
way.
so you are currently in a relatively dense forest. You haven't started traveling yet. So, but the fact being that this is this is the road that is just now started to meld in with the wilderness. So you do not know what the future of the road looks like yet.
Right. I guess I'm just saying, like, it would be
As we're traveling.
right if all of a sudden there's like a really sharp bend. Let's not just be like, oh, and you turn the bend and there's bad guys. 'Cause
Yeah. So if you're telling me that you want to gauge that by a time frame, you'll start being actively cautious about such things. I will consider that.
I mean, I would say now half a day is
Yeah.
not too far for a patrol.
Right, yeah.
So do we want to just
Start moving and keep our eyes open.
yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe we can intercept some sort of wagon or something heading to there. Maybe use that. To
Oh, awesome. We can like put each other in barrels and
sneak inside. Maybe.
Love that.
Steal their identity. We're just
that's awesome.
That's what they did in one of the Hobbits, right?
Yeah,
They hid in the
they
barrels,
hid in
went
the
down the
barrels.
river.
And it worked great.
It worked fantastic. Only one
there-
person died.
Is Caer Corclyft downriver from anywhere that we could get some barrels?
There are no rivers.
Still
that
have a
lead
barrel,
to
though.
Caer Corclyft.
Dang it.
I mean, we could attempt that. Do we have any locals? Like, would anyone know if there are deliveries that are made to this place frequently? Could we just lie about who we are?
So, I mean, Riven has lived in Tamron. He would know that, and actually, all of you know at this point that Caer Corclyft is the outpost that is there to resolve matters near Tamron.
Okay.
Because that's what happened. They had guards sent over in response to the bandit camp situation in Tamron. So that is effectively what this outpost is.
Should probably make me nervous then. Let's say I'm a little nervous about confronting an entire outpost. I've seen what they do to what they've done to Tamarin and what they've done to people who are against their rule.
You should be nervous, but I don't think our plan is to confront the entire outpost head on.
I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah. Do not recommend.
That's what do you
Yes.
think?
So as the senior members of the Resistance, what is our engagement with the Crown's Guard?
Like previous engagements?
Or what are we supposed to do when we encounter Crown's Guard? Are we actively hostile toward them, or are we...
Depends on our chances. In this case, with a tiny scouting party, we gather intelligence and then try to figure out how to complete our mission. We would never send 5 people against an entire outpost.
And
Even
even
offensive.
and even with the information that you would know, you've never like assaulted an outpost before. That
Yeah.
would take up a lot of resources, and as you can see, they had a lot of people there at camp, but they're not going to send their whole group to go and do this
Right.
one thing.
Right.
So they don't have an army. They
We're-
are a group.
We're, guerrilla tactics. It's hit and run. We're not going to lay siege to a fortress. We're just picking off scouting parties and trying to gain intelligence and whatnot.
Taking advantage of opportunity.
Yeah.
I suggest we get close enough and start scouting and see what opportunities arise.
Well,
Let's do it.
let's get moving.
On the road. March forward.
We need to make any kind of survival check and just fall on the road.
Jorah,
No. So,
Riven is coming.
yeah, you don't really need to do a survival.
We get lost on the road and went the wrong way.
You don't really need your thing is kind of like not getting lost, and so following a road so talking with what his abilities before, basically wilderness wise, if you were going in one direction and then you were going back the way you came, you would have no issues. If you were following a road, you would definitely not have a problem in determining which was the correct path to take. So you do not have to make survival checks here.
Unless we get off the road and go through the forest. Is there a forest at this point? There's not a forest.
So I do need to ask at different points when or if you are trying to stealth, or if you're taking normal, because stealthing slows your speed, increases your stealth.
Well, that's good.
Again, if stealthing all the way there would probably get you by nightfall.
I don't think we need to stealth all the way there. We'll start with just
Start on the
perception
road and see what we
checks.
can,
And to
see if
answer
I-
your question, yes, currently, Riven's question is yes, it is currently foresty. I have not considered that you have traveled very far yet.
Right. So, well,
because I think I asked about a herbalism check right after we got out of the forest, and you said it was more of a, I don't know.
Yeah, so you got out of
Cleared
the
the forest.
into the grasslands, and then cleared the rest of the gorge, and then down here is now.
We're now progressing from the gorge where we camped, and then
Mhm.
so
now
while
we're
we're
back to forest.
while we're walking, Yurik will say essentially so do we know if they know that Jorah is a resistance sympathizer?
We don't know.
Not that
We
I
didn't
know
get
of.
enough information from the bandits to really have any idea what Jorah's leaked.
I originally thought he was taken by the Crown's Guard, but hearing that he was now taken by bandits, I'm not.
Just hand it over.
Well, the bandit
convinced.
leader may have said that they knew he was with the rebels.
I don't recall.
Bandit
That's about
That's why they handed him over, because they didn't take the other.
making him an example.
No, my understanding is the bandit leader gained favor and avoided punishment by the King's Guard for being a bandit by turning over this resistance.
Mhm.
Yeah, 'cause they wouldn't have confronted the bandit camp in the first
That's
place.
true.
Yeah.
Oh, they were here to take care of the bandits.
I think
I
we
just
should-
can't remember.
We should
Well, no, because
No, I think the
bandits
leader did
alone
say
with
something
the
like
other
that.
prisoner.
'Cause they just took him.
assume
So they
the
would know.
worst.
Well,
Really.
yeah. Well, so I was just gonna say if they didn't know that he was a resistance leader, then we could send Jorah as now his concerned older brother rather than twin, I suppose.
We could send Jorah. Jorah's in prison.
Jorah's brother.
Riven is not. Riven is right in front of you. My name is Riven.
We could send Riven just as he concerned older brother and see if there could be any, way of getting him out. But
It seems
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
if
Yeah,
they
I
know
might just
he's
give
a
them another
resistance
prisoner.
person.
Now that we
Well,
remember.
If they know that he's active resistance, that's not super viable. But I'm not sure what is viable other than
Sneak
violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, the scout out and see if there's
yeah.
a way we can sneak in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Try to see what kind of force.
we need to know where he is first. We can't just rush in there and he might not even be there.
Yeah.
So how do we determine where he is, and then how do we determine how to get him out?
Well, if we can successfully sneak in or take, any of the guards there prisoner, we can probably get the location of the dungeons out of them, and that seems like a likely
We
place
find
to
the
start.
scouting party,
Yeah.
ambush them, prod them for information.
Or if we can find a way into the castle, some kind of back entrance or something.
Cool.
All right, let's head that way. See if we can find some Crown's Guard to abduct.
Okay, so assuming you're not stealthing yet, you follow the road. And then it ends up clearing up. The trees become less dense, and eventually it becomes a situation in which like one side of the road is foresty and the other side is pretty clear. So it's kind of like the road is kind of a path that's right along between the forest and plains sort of area. I would like everyone to make perception checks with disadvantage, including you.
So disadvantage or changeable?
Disadvantage, because this is not a site-based
Okay.
perception.
Is it passive?
No.
Okay.
I see
Natural
grass. Grass and trees.
11.
Probably.
Okay. So now
15.
I'm
15.
15. Then now I'd like to make you all to make one with just straight. Also, you, Seth.
Natural.
18.
Ooh, natural
17.
20.
That's a swing.
So,
I still see
so you don't see anything in the distance, but Yorick has some pretty keen ears, and he starts hearing what sounds to be horse hooves coming from behind you.
Oh, okay.
Found our barrels.
So
Off the road.
as soon as you hear that and you look over, they've probably seen you.
Okay. Are they like are they galloping towards us, or are they just
No,
flip flops?
they're just-
Carriage.
As soon as you notice
waiting to
that
see behind
and
us.
you
Yes, I
notify
informed
the rest
people.
of the party, yes, Seth, you may make a perception check with advantage.
16.
So you can see 3 men on horses approaching from behind you. They're not galloping. They're but they're faster than you. They're on horses, and the one of them is quite decoratively armored. The other 2 are standard guard outfit, and they're just approaching.
Are they coming from
Yeah,
south?
they're coming from the
Behind us.
south. You're traveling northish,
Too far to hear us talking to each other still?
but they've seen you.
Sure. All right. Act naturally,
Oh,
guys. We're just a band of travelers. Maybe call ourselves mercenaries. I mean, they don't know we're resistance. We better have a story lined up so we're in agreement.
We're bounty hunters.
Fair enough.
We're bounty hunters.
Group of
I am a
traveling
bounty
bounty
hunter.
hunters. Yeah.
They should believe me.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, we just keep walking.
So they end up catching up to you and say, "Hello, travelers." The big guy, the guy in the shiny, fancy-looking armor, he says, "Hello, travelers. Where are you guys all headed at?" And they slow their gait to match yours.
Which a good city that's north of here that bounty hunters might be headed towards to look for game.
I did not understand any of that.
Yeah, you got out. But I think I know what he's
What's
asking.
the city north of here that we could headed towards? that we might be looking for some of the bounty hunts.
I literally only know the name of like 2 locations at the moment. So
Jorah's
what would
brother's
our
hometown.
characters know about?
It's Jorah's brother's hometown.
Oh, well, so
Official name.
Cameron is south.
The other direction.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
yeah.
about 2 or 3 days south.
That's why my perception's bad. I don't know where we're going.
So yeah, I didn't really put any towns in the map in that direction, but there would be some, and Riven would know of a couple because they wouldn't have an outpost in the middle of nowhere. They're obviously covering
Right.
multiple towns. So I'll say that Riven knows of one, and he pipes up saying that you are traveling to this town. We'll call it town.
We're heading to Townton.
Townton. There it is. Cannon. You are heading to Townton. I will put it on the map.
I'd like to say to them, what news from the south?
Oh, we've just been. I've just coming back from reporting to my higher ups. You know how that is. And yeah, I'm just heading back to my post. Figured, group travelers could use a nice guard escort. So if we're going in the same direction, we could accompany you guys.
Well, sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
Safety in numbers.
Sure.
Any sort of like.
I'm actively kind of not show my face,
Okay. So.
just in case.
Any sort of small talk that you guys want to make with these guys on this travel?
Yes, but I would probably be thinking to myself for a couple minutes to come up with something.
Did you know about this forest full of spiders?
Yeah, we tend to not go there. That's kind of a dangerous place.
Well, it's
I know,
less
yeah.
dangerous now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How so? I haven't heard any news.
Well, there's a few.
Cut a path through the forest.
And a few more spider bites. Shows
Oh,
the
you
bite in the back.
guys went through that chasm?
It was perhaps not well advised. We're not
Yeah.
terribly familiar with the area.
Oh, that was very ill-advised. I'm surprised you're still standing.
We have the same number we went in with, but that's about all I can say.
An impressive feat, nonetheless.
Would like to think so.
Yeah.
Slightly less blood than we went in with. I wasn't joking.
Oh, I thought we were just sharing our battle stories.
So are you stationed at Caer Corclyft then?
Yeah, I'm the captain over there.
Oh, wow. Prestigious.
I'm doing pretty well for myself.
How many
Where
people
have
are
you
there?
been up until?
Big guy, 2 guards.
Good to know.
Where have you been lately?
Where have you been lately?
Yeah.
He said, well, I was just giving my monthly report to my supervisors down. I have a contact over in Riverdrift, so I just was reporting down there.
How long have you been a guard captain?
He's an elven man.
Are they all elves?
No, his 2 guards are human. But yes, he is himself an elf, wearing very fancy armor, and says, "I've been a guard captain for about 40 years. Took some time to work my way up, but now I'm in charge of Caer Corclyft.
What do we call you, Captain?
You can call me."
Captain Corclyft.
Oh, there it is.
Captainton.
Reuven.
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 Reuven Killar.
I feel like his name will be very easy to remember.
What was his last name?
Killar. It's Quillar.
I did not
Anything Quillar?
Killar.
Killar.
I'm going to.
I spelled
Wait
it.
a second. I'm not engaged. We are not engaging with this.
Now, listen, this is not a thing from his backstory. He's just worried about the last name sounding like Killer.
Okay, that's how I spelled it. I said K-I-L-L-A-R.
My name's just Rick Killer.
It was literally a random name generated name.
That is fantastic.
I say, your name is Raven Killer.
I don't understand. Why would that be?
We don't know that,
Oh, that was great.
Oh Lord.
I'm so happy. Now I know who his first target is. If you guys can
Just his destiny. All his life has been leading up to this
I
moment.
take a slight step away from
He was born just to do this one task.
Oh. Well, now you know his name.
Yeah, it's unforgettable.
Jorah's brother's killing him.
Jorah's brother Killer. Oh, man. Okay, so yeah.
I've heard that Caer Corclyft is quite an old castle.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't. Well, it is a renovated ruin.
I was just wondering how kind of shape it was in, whether you were comfortable in it up there.
Oh, sure. I mean, we the towers are all probably about half as tall as they used to be in their day, but they all have roofing. Like we're not strapped for supplies or
I mean,
anything.
the walls are all in good repair. That's the important part, right?
Oh yes, gotta have good walls as the guard outposts.
So you've been around Tamarin for a while?
Oh yes.
So we were recently hired to track down a bandit captain that had been harassing the town. Do you have any tips, heard of him, or any idea where he could be?
Well, I've been gone for a while. I had left my vice captain Flanar in charge.
Was that Eric Killer? Vice Captain.
Flanar, my vice captain, in charge while I was going out to Riverdrift for my report. So I haven't heard anything yet.
Okay.
Who contracted you with this?
Just some of the townspeople. They'd been getting harassed by these bandits for quite some time. So I'm surprised you haven't heard of them.
Well, if this was a recent occurrence, I have not heard anything about this yet.
Oh,
This is concerning.
They recently turned to killing, and we're trying to track down their killer.
I see. That is deeply concerning.
Yeah,
You should-
kidnapping townsfolk, dead of the night, things like that. Very dark times indeed. So, if you could, if you are also interested in chasing this guy down in the, pursuit of justice, I'm sure the townsfolk would be very appreciative.
Yes, I should make haste to Caer Corclyft and get a report from my vice captain.
Would you mind if we joined you to get that information as well?
Not at all. You guys making it mind stepping up the pace? This sounds like an important thing to follow up with.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, I think,
We'll try to keep up.
yeah,
We're not horses, but
we're all for
double time.
resolving this quickly, but
Right.
the kidnappings have been going on for quite some time. I wouldn't overly exert yourself, as these bandits have been around for. I don't think anyway a couple hours is going to make too much of a difference, and I had a pretty rough time in that forest. I might not be the quickest on my feet.
Yeah, I'd like to have a
What are you going for with this charity?
I'd like to say, Captain, having come just now through the forest and somewhat weary, maybe you could go ahead and leave our names at the gate to come in, unimpeded when we get there to help, and rather than to hold you up.
Well, he looks at the sun. He does a little, pathfinding, and he
We're
says,
just the sun moving.
So he says, well, at our current pace, it should be no more, as you said, a couple hours. I wouldn't mind. You are still under the protective influence of Caer Corclyft. If you're heading in that direction anyways, we might as well accompany you.
All right.
So, with your guys' permission, they jump up the pace. You guys are at a forced march. They're not.
Are they ahead of us to where they can't hear us?
No, you're still traveling together.
Okay.
Any side effects of moving faster, moving fast enough to be tired out?
No, you're not going to encounter exhaustion with just a couple hours forced march.
Okay.
It's just a matter of, you just get there faster and you're not trying to be stealthy. So you come up to Caer Corclyft. So you follow the road, and then you see the road starts to become more of an incline, and then you see in the distance.
So, sorry, we had a couple of hours before we'd actually get there.
Yeah, if you wanted to do something in the meantime.
Okay, I just wasn't sure. I was thinking about if there would be some way to act like I was dropping something or something like that. It sounded like Healer might also be interested, so I just wanted to make sure there was nothing.
Did you want
I have to go to the bathroom real quick.
You guys are so
Out into the forest.
you are taking off into the forest by yourself.
No, help him.
Being an advantage.
It was a joke. Not actually, I didn't answer.
So you head off into the forest, and everybody's still going.
I thought we were making a display to try to.
All I was trying to say was I wanted to make sure that no one was going to try to have a side conversation or anything like that before we get to Caer Corclyft, which we were just losing the opportunity to try to engineer since we kind of fast forwarded to. I didn't.
So if you wanted to do something in the meantime, tell me.
Right.
That's have this
so
opportunity.
I would like to fall back a little bit, ways. Not like too much, but just enough that maybe somebody else fall back. We could have a whispering conversation without anybody hearing.
If I can notice you doing this, then I would be very willing to kind of be the distraction. Keep conversation with them while we're walking.
Oh, so okay. Make a perception check. Make a performance check.
I don't notice.
You think that it's birds in the trees, and they're pretty convincing birds. You spent a lot of wilderness time. You studied the birds. Caw, Jason!
All right, seeing that nobody's noticed me, I continue on.
I mean, anyone else can make a perception check if they wanted to do something with the knowledge that someone was trying to get attention.
I feel like this is the opportunity. I'm just going with it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this free crossing into Caer Corclyft.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you pass the 2 remaining hours travel, and you come up to Caer Corclyft, which, as I was describing, there's an incline that you start to encounter, and then in the distance you see that the trees start falling away, and there is in fact a small run-down-looking fortress on top of a hill, pretty well defensible, but where there would have been completely surrounding walls, the walls are pretty much not very useful. They've been weathered down, and the walls.
Not exactly impassable.
If you were imagining like a castle that had a wall, that wall is very much non-existent.
Okay.
It is. You see a small tower that's it's like half a tower, and the and there is a cluster of small buildings, run down in the fact that they look like they had at one point been old structures, but have been renovated to be fully purposeful buildings. So that is what the state of Caer Corclyft looks like. It is run-down defenses, but a functioning outpost.
Okay.
Um,
Just like how many people do we see around on like walls?
no, none yet.
Okay.
You
It's
are
still in a way.
yeah.
Yeah,
What,
when we
like
get
a
closer,
mile?
let us know if you want us to make perception
Yeah, you
checks,
would see it
because-
one or two at this distance. But yeah, so you
I will be counting, people trying to get a judge of what the defenses are and everything. So let us know when we get closer.
Yeah.
Whatever is necessary.
So as you approach, you see there's there aren't like perches for where you could just like rain arrows down. Like the walls are shut. They're not easy. But you do see one person that's on the top of that tower that's looking out, and he sees the group of you approach, and he calls down, "Captain incoming!" And you see some rustle, and as you approach, you see guards. They're all like lining up, and they're kind of like rushfully trying to become presentable, sort of deal. Some of the guards are like their armor's half on, but they're standing at attention and with their spears up, and they're like they weren't quite expecting him so soon.
How long were you gone?
He brushes the comment aside, and he's like, "At ease, everyone," and they kind of go back their business. You counting up soldiers, there were probably about 8.
I mean, I want to know more, like, from my background as a soldier, not just how many people I see, but what my estimate of like the standing number of people.
Yeah,
there
so
is.
you saw 8 people that came out and stood at attention there. That's obviously not everyone. You didn't see anyone that he tried to address as authoritative.
Mhm.
So these were all grunts, and there would be the night guard resting.
Mhm.
You don't know a number. It'd be smaller than what you currently saw, but you have a number of people that are probably asleep.
It's probably around like what 20-ish would be
15.
close estimate, unless
I mean,
inside info. But if we double that
Yeah,
for a night
so-
guard and add some officers, we've got less than 50.
you can make all of the assumptions you would like.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I was wondering if I'd get anything from my background.
You got that. You
Okay.
got the fact that there would be night guard, that there would be officers.
Yeah.
You got rough estimates of some numbers that you could put in your head.
Got
it. So yes, he calls out. Yes, I get out. Flanar, I must speak with him. And one of them runs aside. They head into the furthest. They head to the furthest building, and they.
I'm gonna kind of just try to position myself in front of Riven, like just somewhat.
Okay. So yeah, he dismounts. He's kind of hands his horse off to someone else, and they start bringing them back to just some posts that they keep their horses at. And the guard that he called out to goes to the farther off building, and he knocks on the door, and he calls, and then he opens it, and he says, "The captain's back." And so then he goes about his business, and shortly after, another elven man comes out, less armored, less shiny than the Captain Reuven. But he comes out and he says, Captain, you're back. What news from Riverdrift? He says, we'll get there later. I came across these travelers. They spoke of a bandit menace while I was gone. And he says, "Oh yes. So they were taken care of. And also while you're gone, we captured a member of the resistance."
The bandits were taken care of.
He's lying to him. Well, actually, I want to make an insight check on it. When he says they're taking care of, well, just the whole thing. Can I make an insight check?
Yeah.
Oof, that's unfortunate. That's like a 9.
He doesn't know that we would.
He seems to be fully believing in what he has said.
Okay.
So bandits are taken care of.
Looks like the captain.
Okay. Well, it sounds like your concerns are probably have already been dealt with.
When did you take care of these bandits? We were recently hired to go and track down their leader. I guess the townsfolk are not aware that you have driven them out. Is that?
Well, we got back not too long ago. We took care of the bandits 4 days ago.
4 days. Okay. All right.
Oh, we have been on the road longer than that, so that I suppose that checks out.
So we ran into some of these bandits as we were tracking this guy down, and they said something spooked him, and he ran off north toward Taunton.
Sorry, say that again. What did you say?
So we ran into some of the bandits as we were tracking this guy, and those bandits said that something spooked the leader, and he headed north toward Taunton. So we're trying to track him down.
Persuasion check. Sorry, deception check.
Deception is 15.
He says, "Well, if my lieutenant just said that they took care of them already, I don't understand."
No, I
just
don't
going
think
off
we
the information.
understand either.
I think we have some differing information here.
Yes. So did you kill the bandit leader? Do you have anything? I mean, so if you killed him and you have like something of his that we could take back to the town, that would be great. We'd be happy to go on our way. We were just hired to do a job, and we need to see it through to completion.
I didn't kill him. We ran in and we scared them off, and they scattered.
Bandits have a habit of acting like they scatter when they don't truly scatter sometimes. Perhaps we should check back.
Would you mind giving us a rough location of where you found them? We might want to go, take a look ourselves. If that's.
I mean, from what we saw, it was, they were like cockroaches when exposed to light.
No disrespect, sir, but we're bounty hunters and we're contracted for his head. Just scattering does not mean that our job is done. We still need to track this guy down.
Sure. From my view, we took care of the problem as was necessary, and then he says, "Oh, and also, Captain, we captured someone that we believe to be part of the resistance." And he says, "Oh, really?
The bandits were in line with the resistance."
That's not what I said.
So you didn't. This guy wasn't with the bandits. You captured him separately.
We captured him separately.
I
I'm just giving my report to my captain, which, I mean, you guys are free to go and see to your bounty.
I was just thinking that if this man had been with the bandits, he might be able to point us in the direction of their leader. But
finally, he seems to give some quirks that the captain seems to be catching up on. And he's like, "Sure, where did you acquire him?" And he says, "Well, and he starts to stammer a little bit. We were given assurances that he was a member of the resistance, and we were trying to get information of where their base is."
No. So the bandits told you this guy was with the resistance, so you would leave them alone? Is that what's happened?
Me not being a very charismatic person myself, as having a hard time.
We assume the
RPing
vice
this.
captain is slightly more convincing.
That's what I would like. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. That he's more convincing than I personally am. Yeah. So he's comes up with something clever, and that it wasn't part of the. They weren't part of the bandit camp. That they encountered him trying to like steal supplies from some group traveling on the road as they were on their way back from the bandit encounter.
What's the captain look like?
As in, what does he physically look like?
No. Does he
like?
look like he's convinced?
No, he's started to show some question to his face. He's like, all right, I think we need to see this prisoner. And he storms off. He goes off into the furthest building, and you don't hear anything. You just like left there, and
so just the captain left. We're still like with the vice captain.
yeah, the vice captain is kind of like tapping his foot a little nervously, and so he comes back and he's got a ring of keys. He comes back and you're kind of just like in the front of the camp, but you see the tower to the left. He approaches the tower and he starts fiddling with the keys and unlocks the tower. And shortly afterwards, he comes out with Jorah in manacles.
Uh-oh. Brought him out.
And
Hope Jorah's got a good poker face.
he has a decent poker face.
That's good.
And so he brings him out, and he asks,
I'm staring right at him, like
Jorah?
waiting for him to notice me.
I'm studiously avoiding eye contact, hoping he doesn't pay attention to us.
So
standing there.
he-
Like normal.
Yeah.
his,
He doesn't know us.
Well,
So
I think I've seen him
He
before.
might know you.
his eyes glance over you, and they pass by, but then they because you have a little bit more wrinkles,
He doesn't
you
recognize
don't
who you're holding.
you look a little different. So he passes by, but you get the feeling that he recognizes you, but nothing is
So I kind
alarming.
of make a face and
Okay, he doesn't know what you're doing.
Bro, there's some crazy ones.
So the captain asks, "How long have you been here?" And he says, 4 days. I don't know why he's held me this long. He's been asking me questions that I don't know the answer to, and the vice captain gets very defensive. He's like, "No, I was assured he was part of this resistance."
You were assured. I thought he was just stealing things. Who could have possibly assured you that he is with the resistance?
And make a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay. Ooh, I'm moderately good at persuasion. Hey, 22.
Yeah, so the guard captain is becoming very suspicious. He's like, what can you tell me about the bandit camp? Do you know anything about the bandits? And he's like, well, yeah, they're the ones that killed my wife and was it this daughter as well?
no,
Yeah, it's
just the wife.
They came into the tavern, they killed my wife, and they took me hostage. And at this point,
I may know what
Stories-
is going on here.
stories seem to be lining up.
Okay.
And he's making connections in his head. And
So can
Yeah.
I? Okay, as Yorick or whatever. I think what happened here, Reuven, was the bandits saw that they were in a no-win situation, and so they picked the low man on the totem pole here, and offered him up as a sacrificial cow with ties to the resistance and all sorts of nefarious wrongdoings, and gave him to your vice captain here.
We can also vouch for his story. We were told by the
make a performance
townspeople.
check with advantage because you are like embellishing this. You're being very forceful with your attempts.
All right. Deception?
No, performance with advantage.
Okay, I'm not quite. That's
But you have advantage.
Okay,
I just want to back
I do
up
like
the
that.
story
Oh,
to the
charisma.
townspeople.
You already
Not
have
bad.
Didn't tell us. Oh,
He
God.
is very convinced.
Okay.
Story.
So can I continue?
Yeah.
My story still have it? Okay.
Can I kind
So
of,
your
Second guessing what
sacrificial
is-
lamb.
Like,
What was
can I
that?
second guess the story myself?
Yeah.
Like, oh, is that what really happened?
And so they offer up this sacrificial lamb, and now this guy's realizing his goose is cooked, and we're here to come get him. And he's not with the bandits. He was an innocent townsperson, and they captured him. This guy is lying through his teeth. I bet he would lead us straight to that captain if we put a little pressure on him.
Interesting direction to take this.
Men, and he gets the attention of the guards around. Manacle Flanar, and he so he
That was a really good performance.
they bring out some manacles, and he's very hesitant, resistant, and he's like, "There, Flanar, these charges seem too real. I need to investigate this further. I don't trust everything that you have been saying." Guards, lock them up. Lock these two back up. I need to see for myself what has happened here. Can you guys lead me and some of my guard to this bandit camp so that I may assess for myself what has transpired?
We would
We don't
love
know
to if
exactly
we knew
what
where it
is.
was. Now
We could bring your prisoner, since he came straight from there. He would be able to lead us straight back.
I see. Make a deception check.
It's not deception. That's
You
true.
have been to the bandit camp.
Oh, okay.
with it.
well,
Yeah,
Bad.
No, I don't.
No, you know.
That's an 11.
Wow, you're a cleric.
you shouldn't be deceiving me.
I didn't think I was deceiving. I was just trying to tell him that, he came there. I thought I was being totally straightforward.
Well, it's true. We had been to the bandit.
Yeah, it is.
So he's a little put off. He's like, I don't know why. Have you been to the bandit camp?
No,
No, we're trying to find it. We were trying to find the captain.
This was already part of our story. I don't know why I'm trying to deceive him again. Like, we already told him this whole thing.
So with all this, he's. So yeah.
We found some bandits, but we didn't find the camp.
Okay. Bring the prisoner back out, whatever his name is, and they bring the prisoner back out. Only leave him
Riven's
manacled.
brother.
That's Riven's brother. So they bring him back out, and do you think you can guide us back to the bandit camp that you claim to have been transferred from? Says, well, I think so. Like, okay, I'm going to take 5 of my guards, and we are going to accompany you to this bandit camp and assess what has transpired in my absence. I don't feel that I can fully trust my vice captain at this time.
Now, so if we find the bandit camp and we finish our job, we're not splitting 6 additional ways, are we?
We are technically employed by the government. We did not take out a contract. You would be paid your bounty. I
Okay,
imagine.
all right. Just making sure.
So with that, they start to travel. You are more welcome to join them.
Yep.
We
yeah.
do.
Follow along.
So with as big of a group as you are, you're not really accosted by anything on this travel.
I'd like for our group to have a moment, a ways between here where the meeting actually was, to get a little bit of information from the captain on what his efforts have been to find the resistance and things as far. So I have some questions I'd like to ask the captain.
Ask away.
Okay, Captain. It seems that it may be that what's the regime called? Does it have a name?
The resistance, or just
no, the regime.
The regime,
The government, I guess.
I mean, they're a member of the Crown's Guard, which is the general term for
The government?
guards of the government.
Okay, all right. Well, then I might say it seems like the government may have bounties available on some of these members of the resistance. How can we get the information we would need to potentially pursue those bounties?
Well, we don't have anything currently. We've heard random rumors that there was a camp somewhere in here, but we haven't had any concrete evidence of that. So we don't have anything active for that. If you had something that was plausible, I mean, we could discuss something, but we don't currently have any active bounties for any of this resistance rabble. We don't know even of what their current status is. For all we know, it's just a group of 5 people running around trying to cause trouble.
That's about right. All right. Well, I suppose if
5 out of my ass, and that's just how many you are.
5 strange bounty.
And then he starts making connections. Like,
A ridiculous number.
I was.
Well, I suppose we'll have to keep our ears open then for any.
Go ahead, Seth.
I said, I suppose we'll keep our ears open then for any reward that gets placed, and I'm sure, we'll be the first on board to assist.
Yes. Typically, you may check out taverns and the such. Our outpost itself is kind of remote, away from all of the rest of the towns. But if you were looking for active job boards, you may check around taverns or something.
All right, thank you, Captain.
Like comes up here or something.
Yeah.
Hey, Natalie. It's okay if Jack comes up. I assume we're why he's whining so much.
I don't know. I'm not sure I want Jack up here.
I'll get her.
Thanks.
Well, it's nice to know no one knows our faces.
we're heading back south.
Yeah, we're in.
Oh, there you go. Hey, buddy. Hey.
Hi. So while that discussion was happening, I would like to have dropped back down to where Riven is and just asked him for the name of any town that he knows of that's like very far north. If I can do that without being like
North Townsend.
Further north, he doesn't know of many. These are becoming very small towns the further north, and Cameron itself is already a very small town.
Okay.
So Townsend is quite small, probably about the same size as Cameron.
Hey, buddy. Hello.
Is there any other piece of information you would like to try to glean from Riven?
I don't think so.
I'm good.
Darn it.
I'm good with what I got. I just wanted to essentially, I was just trying to see if any of us were known by like our face or our name, and if there was any bounty out on maybe Elohim or Morden or Oberon, or anything like that.
Not as far as you
Without
can tell us.
asking any more questions, that's completely up to your discretion.
No, that's fine. I've gotten what I want.
It's a not now. Not now. It's his general.
There was nothing I
Turn
wanted to say
off.
anyway.
Well, Philip was looking something up.
Yeah, I was also trying to see if I have any sort of scrap paper, but I do not.
Oh, I've got a couple extra.
I mean,
Keep
my
that loose.
character does not have any scrap paper.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Uh,
I was looking at your notebook over there. I was like, Philip, you got plenty of.
That was a natural one.
Roll for scrap paper.
So then you guys end up Jorah has a pretty good sense of direction and gets you guys back to the. Well, I guess you travel for a couple days,
Right.
So it is a couple days.
I would like to, over these couple of days, look for any opportunity where there's a natural way for some of the 5 resistance members to have an unheard of,
Camp at night.
unsuspicious conversation.
A little farther away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you can have. They don't consider it overtly suspicious that you guys camp together.
Yeah. Okay. So we can kind of have some conversation about plans. Okay.
You're not suspicious at this point.
Yeah.
They were aware of.
So we know the names of, and not that it'll be super helpful. We know the names of some of the actual, bandits, right?
Jim and Bob.
Yes.
I remember
What if
that.
they're still there?
You knew the
Reese.
leader's name.
It was Reese. Yes. What if we attempted to embellish this current story and have Reese have left a message for Jorah, but not use that name, Jim or Bob or whoever.
So is Jorah? Are we pretending Jorah is one of the bandits at this point? Is that the story?
That's what he
Okay.
sold them on.
Yeah, that's how he got out and is leading us to this camp right now, right? So I think
that he was a part of the bandits.
Well, he said he was a hostage.
yeah, he said he was a hostage. I said he's a bandit or whatever.
Well, you just said he was like a low-hanging
On
fruit,
his-
so
Yeah,
they
he
could have
was-
just
he
given
was-
the hostage. Like,
Well, I
it's
guess
just,
you wouldn't necessarily know what he thought from that.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, anyway, yeah, the story that I was weaving was this guy as a bandit. The aim that I'm having, and if there's a better one, let's absolutely do it, is get this guy, get Jorah to essentially confess he's a bandit, say that he'll take us to the leader, but have the leader be way too freaking far away for, Captain Ribbon Killer to care to chase him down. And if we can get Jorah handed into our custody as, mercenaries.
I suppose it's worth a shot.
We don't even really have to do
There's-
that much. We could just say that since he's a bandit, we can bring him back as part of our bounty,
Yeah.
essentially.
Could. Honestly, I was thinking there's only 6 of them. As soon as we get far enough away from the camp, we could probably take this with the element of surprise.
Who knows how
Plus,
good? I
it's
mean,
the leader of the fucking Crown's Guard in the area. That seems like an opportunity you don't pass up if you've got better than even odds.
Very shiny armor.
yeah, I don't exactly know how experienced a captain would be, and he seems to be a little bit better than his Flanard compatriot in leading this area.
Could be.
But I'm
charismatic.
all for it. If we get into,
I mean, I was thinking we've got our a stealthy, pointy dude that if he gets the drop on the captain, it might not really matter that much. I was
Yeah.
gonna ask your
At least sometime.
house.
it will bring, I think, more pressure on the area, more suspicion of us. Whereas if we can just get them to give him to us, for all they know, there was never resistance in this area. That was one big lie, and we just walk away. And
That's a fair point.
Yeah, seems good. Maybe a first attempt, and then if
It
things
seems like
go
we-
wrong, then we can always still
Yeah.
try to take them if they don't believe us.
If they just don't give us Jorah, then we're not going to leave him to
Right.
them. So then we go with the stabby, pointy plan.
right.
Yeah.
Alchemy sheet.
So you on
Ordered.
board with the house? We try to convince them to hand him over to us as part of our bounty, and if not,
As soon as I
you
figure
go
out how
for
to
the
do this.
captain. That will be our signal. You get the drop on him, and then we'll go for it.
I'll always defer to you, Morden, but in my opinion, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said this is an opportunity that we shouldn't pass up. I mean,
Yeah.
we saved and we let
Long rest.
6 go.
Yeah, so
I mean,
all
he
the
other
other-
people like your night.
The
We
new
take
guy
six
has a point. There could be long-term repercussions
Might be
of that.
fighting.
It sounds
I don't
like
know.
at this point, the
But
local garrison has far less of
we
a
weren't fighting
of an
anyways, which
idea
I think,
of the resistance's
advantage on the
strength
roll,
in the area than I would have expected. If they're not even convinced that we have any forces here, that may be a situation we want to maintain. And while their captain and 5 guards going missing in the woods might not get blamed on the resistance, they could just assume
It
they
may
fell
get
in
blamed
hand.
on a bandit camp.
True,
But the bandits.
it'll certainly bring up more suspicion.
we've also been seen leaving Caer Corclyft
Yeah, with them. So if we're
with
seeing
them.
again,
So if they don't come back, we would be the prime suspects. Right now, we're in with them. They think
Mhm.
we're bounty hunters. If we can pull this off and not kill them, we might be able to use this to our advantage.
It would allow the resistance to continue to operate with less threat, and we could bring back the information that the captain of the local garrison isn't convinced that there's
really resistance at all.
yeah.
I could see that side of the argument as well. That's why they put you in charge.
I mean, I was thinking your way to begin with too. It's hard to pass up this kind of opportunity. We'll have to see how it goes down.
We're gonna see if we can.
All right, mine.
Oh, we know they won't hand him over no matter what.
So if we're going to try this, get him handed over to us, is this because the bandits left really far away and he's supposed to follow them, or because they're all just gone, we have no idea, and we're just going to try to keep him to prove we've done something?
I feel like it might be.
I think the second one would be easier to
Yeah, I
convince
think
them.
the second one might be an easier.
We may be able to convince them he's part of our contract too. Like maybe the townsfolk of Tamarin
Yeah,
said,
I think
let's
that's.
find the bandit leader. And hey, Jorah went missing when they raided last time. Kill somebody. If you find him, bring it back.
Well, we've got to decide if we want to convince them that Jorah is a bandit or Jorah
Right.
was an innocent kidnapping victim. It'd probably be easier to go with the truth there as well.
He did already say he was
I can go either way.
kidnapping.
Deception and persuasion.
Oh.
At this point, we have no reason to suspect that we know who Jorah is. So our, Urix saying he believes him to be a member of the bandit camp, he could be mistaken about that, and it would still be believable.
True. And I did tell them that the townsfolk told us that there was a kidnapping. We mentioned that they'd taken to kidnapping people, so we could just see which one appears to be most believable, which one the captain goes for, since we're not in the position to really know. We don't have to convince them.
I would argue
Or
that
we let
whichever one
Jorah
Jorah is most able to convince.
Then we take
Either way, we could try to
Jorah's-
convince the
or Jorah's
captain
brother.
Jorah. That was really Jorah.
to let us take Jorah back to the townsfolk for some kind of reward, whether it's a bounty as a bandit, the only remaining bandit we can find, or just as returning their kinsman to them. One way or the other, we've got a reason to ask for him.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good plan.
So yeah, let Jorah kind of offer his own defense, and then if they're buying it, great. We'll take him back as the person we saved. If they're not, we'll take him back as a bandit.
No matter what Jorah goes with, we're convinced. Smack him, right?
Oh, whatever he goes with.
Unless he says
I
that
was
he
thinking
knows.
No, whatever the
captain
captain's going with. Yes,
we're
that's
convinced.
Yeah, trying to read what the captain thinks.
That sounds good.
all right. And of course, if we fail to get Jorah and they want to take him back to the castle,
Stabby, Plan stabby.
plan pointy
All right.
objects.
So sleeping for the night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sleep.
Hey, so an advantage.
Advantage.
Oh, and we get our hit die back. I'm finally
That's
back up
12
to full hit dice.
Do I need to use any
13. I don't
rations?
think I've done anything.
Well, I'll just
I'll probably use a ration, right?
yeah, so everyone mark off a ration. You can forage. Yeah,
Hit die back.
yeah, you find enough for you and another person or so if you like.
Andrew?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to do something that may be kind of weird, but just want to ask you about it.
Yeah.
So my character speaks the language of thieves. He speaks thieves' cant.
Yeah.
I was wondering if anyone in the other group, Jorah or his, or the King's Guard, seems to have a little bit of a shady background that might be able to understand. Because if I have an opportunity to speak with Jorah and it not be understood, that might be handy.
That might be a good question for Riven.
Or that would what kind of check would that be? If we're trying
I was thinking an insight check or something to see if they seem to have got some sort of something in their background that they might have some more.
Jorah happens to be Riven's brother, so he may be a good source of information.
I also want to know about the guards because I don't want to say something that could be understood.
So you get the sense that Thieves' Cant is not a thing that many guards would know. It's a well-kept secret among shady organizations.
the whole point would be to prevent
The
the guards from knowing it.
The whole point is
Yeah.
being able to have an open conversation in public without anybody understanding.
Right.
So,
But I want to make sure that none of the guards would happen to have
guards,
understood.
you don't even need to make a check. It's super unlikely that any sort of guard personality would know it unless they were like some sort of ingrained
Deep cover.
type deal. But
So,
if you
okay.
want to make an insight check to see if maybe one of those is around, you may do so.
Okay, well, I'll do it just because.
Sure.
Where is insight? 14.
You do not get that sense.
I didn't. Okay, well then I guess then it needs to be Riven needs to decide if Jorah would know how to speak Thieves' Cant, right?
As far as I know, he would not. Growing up, we were forced to learn Elvish by our parents,
the elf probably.
and I don't think that would be
Yeah.
useful in
That's all,
communicating.
another
with
thing I know
them.
too.
Ditto.
All right, it was worth a shot.
Does he know Dwarvish?
Not that I'm aware of.
How about
But
you know,
I've been away for a while. I may have learned the language.
Well, I guess it's possible he may have learned a language. Then I'd like to, if there's a moment during our trek where I could be side by side with Jorah, I'd like to say something like, "My mother is from Flowercrest."
What? Strange of it.
Your mother is from what?
Flowercrest, your shoes. They look like they may have been made in Flowercrest.
Okay.
In Thieves' Cant?
Yeah, that's Thieves' Cant. I'm just trying to get at like, hey, you pick up anything I'm putting down here.
Oust is a little weird.
Really into shoes.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. Those are the actual words he's
Words,
saying,
yes.
but it actually means
Means
something.
something.
Yeah, I'm just seeing does he respond in Thieves' Cant kind? Like, I confirm, I understand what you're saying.
Don't look at my sheet.
I know Jorah pretty well.
You know Riven pretty well.
No,
no,
Jorah. I know Jorah way better than Riven.
No,
That's why he's Jorah's brother.
In any case, he does not know Thieves' Cant.
Okay, all right, so he doesn't pick up any of that.
He's like, what? I'm happy.
He says, I mean, my shoes, I mean, they're functional. I don't. Oh.
Yo,
Just a nip.
okay?
Yeah,
Are you all right? Jack, be nice.
No broken
Yeah, we
spirits.
kind of glossed over it, but so you wake up in the morning, you marked off your ration / gathered, and you head off again on your second day.
All right.
All right, so
And you make your attempt at Thieves' Cant with Jorah, and he questions you about why you're talking about his shoes.
Flowercrest shoes are very good make. I was just curious.
I've had these for years. I don't even remember where I got them.
Probably Tamron.
Yeah, I'm done. I just walk away.
He's losing his strength throw.
All right.
We march on.
So, anything else?
Nope.
Like Jorah's pretty
my
silent. He's
distance.
just leading to the bandit camp.
Just making random small talk with the guards as we travel.
Yeah, I'm
Just
not
be a normal
talking to
person.
the prisoner. Just
I hear words.
So yes, they give it right back. There's nothing suspicious or anything that's going on here.
just we're on a march.
So unless if no one speaks up, you guys reach the bandit camp.
We left a lot of bodies in the camp. No, we didn't, did we?
They're all shattered.
Yeah, you
We did
guys
a couple,
didn't.
but not the captain.
I mean,
Well,
we
we
did
hit
leave
the
the
captain.
birds down.
But
Yeah, that was
was it outside the camp?
You killed 3. You killed 5.
There are some bodies.
They're out in the forest, though, not the camp. Like
Did
the
you move
scouting.
them?
Some of them were.
No, we
I
knocked them
think
out
you just no.
right in the middle of
So
camp.
his boom.
Oh, it's shattered.
Yeah.
It was right in the middle of camp.
Yes.
Yeah, but they. I don't think they killed them. That like
Those were all
Killed
dead.
everyone
Yeah.
but the captain.
Yeah. There is no denying that you did not kill them. So yeah, so you come
Oh my
back.
God, I hope Captain doesn't have speak with the dead.
So yeah, you come back to the camp and you
explode in a unicorn.
come to the clearing and
We were killed by this
That's a lot.
unicorn.
Sorry, go
It came out of nowhere.
and so first of all they see the still just barely smoldering crater of
Oh yeah.
Oh, Leonard did deal with the
I'll be damned.
and you see 5 bodies that just their bones look shattered and
Did you guys do this?
there's some blood splatters still here. There's decomposing corpses at this point, and so
I would like to act like using my ranger stuff. I'm trying to like figure out where people are fighting and like doing investigation like I would naturally do if I really just go up here for the first
You
time.
get down to the ground and you say,
he gets his
"Hospital right here."
cordon off the area because he
Okay.
wants to get his read of what happens. He doesn't know you guys. He's just
Right.
Yeah.
he's
Sure.
just not suspecting you guys of anything yet. But he came out here because he wanted to investigate the site.
Yeah.
So, and you guys are here as bounty
Right, we don't
hunters.
see any live bandits to
Yeah.
bounty, so
Right.
we're just hanging out.
It looks like someone tried to get into this tent and then gave up halfway through.
Half a little savage.
Do we see any like that? We see dead bodies.
Yeah. So they're, like,
All right, so I say, go get their ears. We'll fetch a price for the bandit for our contract.
you'll
Bandit.
get your time. You'll get your opportunity. Give me a minute to investigate this crime scene myself.
Do we see Reese?
Roll investigation.
No,
Okay.
you do not see Reese's body.
We did drag him outside the camp. We
We just
like,
We did,
knocked
we
him
just
out.
hit him
Just
right in the
knocked
middle of
him
camp.
Yeah. And,
You
I thought it was-
had Jim and Bob run away, and then
Right.
you knocked him out.
I thought
No,
that
you
took
knocked
place
him out, and then
outside
they
of the
ran
camp.
away.
Yeah, that's right
No,
by
no,
the.
no,
We
no,
hadn't
that's
started
right
going
by
anywhere yet?
Nope.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Right outside the smoldering tent.
So they totally, yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, all you see is those shattered bodies, a lot of blood splatter from that occurrence, and he's not really sure what to make of these things.
This is a chest
he's-
that's blown open.
He's pretty
Someone failed to steal
familiar.
his
I
chest.
can't even tell that there was a chest.
Doesn't look
Yeah,
like
there
birds
doesn't look
anymore.
like there's chests there.
Just looks like a tent
it's
exploded.
there's shatters of wood and whatnot. So he's pretty familiar with his subordinates' abilities, and he's not sure what could have caused this. So yeah, he's not saying anything. He's making some decisions here. Rather, he's trying to connect dots.
After it's been a few moments of the captain taking a look around, I think maybe I pipe up and say, "Captain, what happened here?"
Okay, so let me connect his dots, and then I'll get back to you, okay?
It's like there was a unicorn. Look at this. There's a hoof print on the ground.
Unicorn?
Unicorn hoof print.
And it just disappears?
Can't be a horse. Horses can't teleport.
There was
There
a
you go.
unicorn used its magic to blow up the tents and
Powerful
killed them all.
magic here. Far beyond our scope.
You can feel the magic.
So none of the guards who came with us, I assume, were with Flanar
Some may have
when
been.
he. Okay.
They were acting under orders.
Okay.
I guess they could have Tell the captain.
Yeah, that's
It's not a thing that's come to the captain's mind yet.
This guy is better.
Thanks,
If the
Michael.
captain runs in the guard, Philip.
They did give him an outpost on like the far northwest ass end of nowhere. Maybe he wasn't the best captain.
Looks like that soup would have been pretty good. It's spilling it all over the place.
Yeah, he will
5 days.
confer with some of the guards,
No, it's not
and
spilled,
some
they'll
of
just-
them
No,
were,
Dumped
in
it
fact,
out. Use it to.
so some of them were in fact with Flanar, and he said, and they confer. Jorah's story that they left them alone after they took him into custody with the assurance that he was resistance. They confer that story, the true story, but they're all very. They're all the ones that have been here before are all surprised at the state of the camp. Like they don't know
they didn't
what
hurt anybody.
ran through this and just decimated the camp.
We're not probably under suspicion because we ran into the captain coming from the west, which is like the opposite direction of the camp. So that's good.
Yeah, so we came to the
Helpful
spider first.
at least. We can have plausible denial.
Okay, so then Seth, you may now pipe in with whatever you wanted to do.
Dialogue. No, I'm just kidding. Captain, what happened here?
Well, from what I can tell, I believe this man is innocent. Get his manacles off him, and they do so. They get the manacles off of Jorah. I have not seen such power just devastate a camp like this before.
It's a really high level chest trap.
Yeah. We may need to bolster our forces here. Get some investigations going.
Would this have been the
I'm
captain?
looking right at Morton. I'm looking at you right in the eyes. Yeah, you looked over the camera. I was like, you need to bolster your forces. Would there be any room in your forces for 5 mercenaries?
It doesn't look like we have any bandits to bring in.
Well,
There are some ears over there.
I mean, if you find some information on what could have done this, it would prove helpful, and I'm sure there would be a reward in it for you.
Well, we will be heading back to the town, it looks like. We've got a few bandits to bring in, and of course we could bring this man back to his town if that is where he's from.
Can we?
We could always
the
ask
ears now, by
around
the way?
there.
Yes, I'm done with this.
Okay.
Seeing butcher these bodies as you see fit, I suppose.
That is our
Go start
job.
doing that.
Perhaps the townsfolk will have heard of what could have done this. They might be willing or happy to talk if we bring their man back. We'd be happy to pass along any information we get from them too.
So can you reiterate what it is you're proposing?
Oh, he's just, not sure what happened here. I'm saying if we bring Jorah back to the town, the townsfolk might have heard something.
We're going back to town anyway with our bandit ears.
Which is all true. I'm not trying to lie.
Yeah, no, he's
Just
you don't need
skirting
to
the truth.
roll anything. Because yes, I mean, if you were willing to take this man back to a safe place, that would free me up. I need to go back to Caer Corclyft and fill out some paperwork and send off some messengers to see what I can do about further securing these lands.
We would do that. We're going back anyway. It would not be out of our way.
Yes, all right. I agree to that, sir. What's your name? He says, Jorah, sir. So you're free to accompany this group. They have offered to take you back to your town of Tamarin, I am led to believe. He says, yes, that's correct. He says, I see. I'm ashamed of what my subordinate has done in my absence. I don't have anything for you now, but I will make sure that I have some sort of compensation for you for your trouble. I'm terribly sorry about this terrible injustice that has occurred to you. And he's very penitent. He's not happy with what has gone.
It's his job to prevent this shit.
He thought he had left his Caer Corclyft in capable hands. He has been misled and is not a happy camper. With that, unless you guys have anything else, he is going to take his group back to Caer Corclyft.
He gave us Dora.
I'd like a moment of privacy anyway.
The situation, yeah.
All right, so that happens. You're here, and Jor gives you a big hug.
Brother!
Man, I can't believe that.
Nice poker face. That was some serious acting.
It was a couple of days there. I did my best. He ran me through some minor torture stuff, but I managed to keep my mouth shut. Wow.
Yeah. Very impressive. I knew you wouldn't tell him anything. I knew it.
I'm still a little unsure we did the right thing in letting the captain go. He does seem a more honorable man than his vice captain, but given that he's seen this destruction, he may end up pinning it on this resistance he doesn't believe in. But I suppose that's a risk we'll have to take.
It's still quite a hop, skip, and a jump for him to go from no resistance in the area, innocent townsperson, to resistance sympathizer.
And we do still have the opportunity to come up with some story that the townsfolk gave us. Maybe a band of cutthroat mercenaries came through town or something that we could send back to him to try to put him off the
We've
scent.
made a pretty good contact with him since he trusts us. We might be able to use that in the future.
That's possible.
Yeah.
It might be worth something.
And normally a resistance wouldn't just randomly fight against bandits, so I don't think you can make that jump.
Jorah kind of whispers to you, "Did you guys do this?"
It was mainly him and a box.
Damn.
The bandits, yes. The massive destruction.
And a really strong trap that we may have accidentally tripped.
I did
They've been
critically
hungry.
smash the chest with my hand.
This was all your fault. It's
Yeah, so
basically-
basically the entire camp is
Yeah,
just
that's essentially true.
on your own.
If I hadn't been there, there would have been like 2 holes in the tent canvas and nothing.
We just gave up and left at that point. Can't cut through this time. It's too tough.
So
Glad to have you back, Dora.
Yeah, good to be back. I haven't had the proper time to grieve over my wife.
It's very sorry to hear about.
Condolences.
I should know her name, but I didn't name her. So,
I didn't name her either.
about,
Jorah's was their name.
Dora's brother
Wife.
offers condolences to Dora's wife.
Wifeton.
So I really like to head back to Tamarin. I know I don't have much there, but I feel like I could get some closure.
Let's go back and
The resistance is on the move. They've picked up camp, not knowing if you would have held out under torture or not. So they're
let's get you back to Rose. That's
Yeah,
what I was
they're-
saying.
Oh, is that was it?
That's
What
his
are you?
sister.
Oh,
That's our sister. That's still in Tamron.
oh, okay. I didn't realize there was still someone else there.
I think going back to Tamarin's a perfectly good.
So
good
wasn't
plan.
he and his wife looking after your daughter?
No,
your daughter?
And you should be
this is
a
out
lot
of character. You
angrier.
guys don't understand.
Like that's
No, I think Rose was
Rose is looking after your daughter. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah, let's get you back to Tamarin. We can always meet up with the resistance once they've finished moving and make you camp.
all right. So this is still like near the end of the day because the travel.
We're still in the middle of the bandit camp in the forest.
Yeah, you are back in the bandit camp, rotting corpses, all with missing ears.
And we dropped the ears.
I feel like you might want
Start making a necklace.
Would you like, yeah, a necklace of bandit
I
ears?
don't care about them after they're dead.
Well, they were
There's no challenge now.
Yeah.
Pointless, they're dead. They're already dead.
Okay, all right.
Case closed.
Yeah.
Dead. Dead bandit equals dead bandit.
Court is satisfied.
All right, so you guys make camp, and
Are there any extra weapons from our previous fight laying around?
We
never-
Luke carried most of that.
I think you actually picked up most.
Yeah. Like, didn't we leave all the food though or something?
We did leave all the food.
Probably spoiled.
I guess
I would guess
spoiled.
Reese would
Well,
probably
they're
take all that.
rations.
And let-
They're
Oh,
meant
I
to.
guess.
It wasn't like
Actually, that's
unprocessed
a
food.
fair point. I've eaten a couple of rations. Can I scavenge any?
Yeah, so make
some
an
rations.
investigation check because you've been gone for 4 days.
Yeah.
So, 4 days? No, it's been 6
Perfectly
days at this point.
11.
2,
Find a set of keys.
2.5.
I didn't hear what Seth
Said
said.
you find
You
a
find a
set of keys.
What did you roll? 11? Yeah, you find 2 rations that haven't been picked over by wildlife.
That's dandy.
So, having had 2 Diet Cokes, I could use bio break.
I could too, so we'll go ahead and
So
do
we're
that.
nearing the end of the day.
Yeah, you want
Yeah,
to
we're
roll
gonna-
for your
Yeah.
herbalism with advantage?
Yeah. This is useful when I don't do anything in a day.
Did you roll advantage the last time?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I made a 16.
yeah. So that's fine. So I will figure out what you found
Okay.
while we do bio break.
Sounds good.
You're
Forage?
scavenging,
Yeah.
or are you looking for rations?
Those are different things.
Yeah. So
I was looking for rations.
Okay.
What
so,
is the other one?
Hunting,
Oh, okay.
I guess.
scavenging. What you've been doing.
Yeah, yeah.
So which one would you like to do? Look for stuff in the forest, or try and look for rations?
Look for 7 forest.
Okay.
Forage, yes. I got you. Okay.
So you rolled a
10.
total.
Yeah.
my
Do I
face,
add
huh?
survival?
It's the
11.
Yeah.
beard.
Yeah. You don't quite find anything.
That's fair. All right.
I also don't think I
Did I
got.
hear we're doing a bathroom break?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, we are tracking provisions because we are tracking rations.
Not
You
bad.
asked me that last time. I didn't know how to answer.
Hey. Hey.
No, it was 1 or 2 ago.
Okay.
You asked me for tracking rations.
Oh yes. If you
Because that's one of the roles. I
Yes.
guess. I think we did that wrong last time. Making sure.
well
The answer to that is yes.
you yes okay.
If that comes up in any
Yeah.
of the roles.
Just gotta remember how to
Jack, I gotta go use the bathroom.
You can roll a d4 to see how many, and then you
You're
roll
gonna
to see
not
which
get
ones.
harass these guys too much.
All right, but these are the tables for what is
Yeah,
in
really
the
likes having to do that.
area.
Yeah.
And then you
Just like
roll
going
how
all
many
over.
of those you find.
Give some kisses.
I got 1 to 4.
I was gonna probably call you.
And
There you go.
then I will choose one of
Just
these.
get one of these
You're kind of back in the
I guess we're back in the
forest
forest.
area.
Yeah.
This is a 12. I need a D12. I
Uh,
only have 10s. Where is it? I guess let's make an investigation check for this one.
Okay.
I figure if it says roll on the common ingredient table, you just automatically know what that is. But if it's something special to the area, then you need to identify it.
that would be 14.
Yeah. So you found one. Oh wait. So it says 2d6. Oh, 2d. It tells me to roll 2d6 and not a 12.
Okay.
I have d6. Yes.
Yeah, that's right, because it's 2 to 12, right?
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so this is a common ingredient, which is 2d6 again, which is mandrake root.
Ooh.
1 mandrake root.
Cool. Thanks. And I
If
know
Harry Potter is correct, those have great restoration capabilities.
what I know. Since I know the thing, what I know it's.
Yeah, it's common. It's just probably one of the rare common things because I rolled a 12.
Nice. And it's a potion effect.
Cool. What's it do?
Reduce any disease or poison's potency by half for 2d12 hours. Only enters already existing poisons or diseases in the body. Don't be ultra But you're paralyzed and you're half paralyzed.
Well, so only if it's a poison-induced paralysis. Because paralysis isn't necessarily poison-based.
But if it was like the spiders,
Yes.
how would that We rule that on a half.
You can force feed a potion, and so it would.
Give them half mobility.
No, it would. From what I didn't read it, but it sounds
reduces the poison's potency by half.
yeah. So it just would have lasted for 30 minutes. Instead. Then there are other poison effects that only last for like a minute. So if you drink that, it would reduce it down to 30 seconds.
This is potency for half for a certain number of hours.
Yeah. So so you drink it, and anything that you currently have affecting you, its effectiveness is reduced by half.
So for
by half-life, but then for that duration, if you get poisoned with other effects, those are immediately halved as well. So the effect lingers by having any poison that gets inflicted upon you.
Okay.
It's not always going to be duration that gets reduced, right? If you got poisoned with something that did damage over time, it reduced like the damage.
No,
just the
because
duration.
that'd be 1/4 potency, right? Either half the damage or half the time.
Right, that's what I was saying. Would it do half the damage
That would
instead
be
of
my
half
discretion.
the time? Okay.
Because I mean,
I just thought
Depends
that
on what
maybe since that was a
potency means.
paralysis poison, you can't be half paralyzed.
so but you would take half. It would reduce its length by half. Its
Right.
potency.
Yes, I was just wondering if for poisons where half the actual effect would make sense,
Well,
unlike
yeah,
paralysis.
there's not a lot.
It'd just be up to you.
There's actually not a lot of poison effects that are damage over time based. Most of them are disadvantageous conditions.
Alright.
Like
Things that wouldn't
most
have a halfway
the
stat.
poisoned condition is where you have disadvantage on all of your attacks.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's the only thing. I think I don't think you have I don't think people are at advantage to you. I think you're just at disadvantage on your attack roll. If you drink that, it would just be effective for 30 seconds
Right.
instead of a minute. So, it's
No way to be-
amount of time.
Half disadvantage.
So half the X number of hours seems that kind of throws me. It has a duration for that
I suppose you
number of
could
hours.
you could take it like before a fight if you knew there were poisonous things, and it would last for the time. I guess any poisons you got wouldn't work as well.
No, it only hinders already existing poisons or diseases in the body, so you can't preemptively drink it.
Well, then you're right. That's a little bit weird.
Jeez.
Followed me downstairs, and as soon as we got to the living room, barked at me.
It was like playtime now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Natalie and I have found it cute that whenever we get home, he gets so excited he'll bark at us. And so sometimes, like when I'm coming in from the garage, I'll bark back at him, and he gets super excited. And so now, just whenever he gets excited, he barks. Which,
You're not in an apartment.
yeah. We're so used to dogs, just like really small dogs. With little yippy yap barks.
Yep.
That his bark is kind of nice in comparison. Okay.
Right, I am in your way.
Sorry, guys.
Check. Like I've been keeping the same seat arrangement every time. Just doing it naturally.
Yeah, Killer, if you ever, there's a nicer chair. I realized you could always just sit in that one, or Andrew if you want.
Seems like the DM should get the better share.
In the future, I will consider that.
Are we all back?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
So
So it's 2 days to Tamarin from here.
That is correct. But you can.
Or is
Try
it
and find
2 days
a
to
road.
the spiders and we try to clear that
yeah.
forest out?
Yeah. There's more spiders.
You got an extra hand. with
So-
us now.
As an FYI, I haven't done the math or figured out how I want to do it, but this will be a mix of both milestone based and number based. You will get experience based off of story completion as well as monsters defeated.
Okay.
Thank you. That's
So-
fun.
We don't have to worry about non-combat
Yeah.
decisions
so
being
you have-
low
Quick, kill
experience.
Jorah!
So you have just successfully finished your arc of rescuing Jorah,
Okay.
and you will get experience as appropriate.
Cool.
About 1,000 or so.
You will
About
probably
975,
level
I
up.
think.
But I haven't decided yet. I need to figure out how far you are and what else we do.
Hey guys, don't be a-holes to Andrew.
Well, we've played like 4 sessions, 5-ish or something, and no level yet, right? So it's about time, right?
So,
Fun
well,
to level.
do we get Jorah to Tamarin, or should we take him to the camp?
Well,
He
he
said
requested
to
to go to Tamarin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we were saying we were going to bring him there first. And probably
Let's
go
take you to
camp
Rose
afterwards.
then.
So, Jorah, the roads aren't very safe. If you know, like,
Neither are the woods.
yes, right. No, yeah, I'm just saying, like, if we get attacked, are you able to defend yourself? Do we need to?
We should strip some armor off.
You were asking. You said Jorah. I
said-
immediately thought you were talking to me.
Oh.
see what you guys have done.
You can just call me Riven. I mean, we got mixed up all the time
We
as
did
kids.
this thing in school where we switched classes on.
It's true. You remember that one time when
Well, we're just been calling him Jorah's brother.
When your girlfriend accidentally kissed me.
I know it was hilarious.
I don't think I ever told you that.
Oh Jesus!
I assume everyone that took Jorah prisoner stripped him of everything useful.
Yeah. So
We should probably search through the camp a little more thoroughly to see if we can find anything useful.
you
I
get the
got a couple
sense that
daggers.
those couple of the chests that got exploded had a good portion of both Aladrin and Jorah's
Jorah's stuff.
belongings.
We have no idea how that happened.
What did they take from you,
I-
Jorah?
well,
What'd you have on you?
to be honest, I wasn't exactly armored when they
Taking
took me
home,
from
so-
home.
It's true.
I had like my regular clothes. I had a small satchel of gold.
I walk over and I find the nugget of.
Yeah.
He has it.
you have it?
I hand him a lump of melted gold.
I think this belongs.
Well, I can see what I can attempt to make of this. Mark it off.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, so let's see.
Are you asking about my abilities as a fighter?
Yeah, pretty much.
I believe my supervisor Morden can.
Yeah, we
Level 9 mage.
anytime. He's very good at what he does.
He's,
I
he is of a lower totem than you, but he is a combatant.
Okay.
take my light crossbow and I offer it to Jorah.
I think you can use that.
Okay.
So that's a simple weapon. Yeah, of course you can use that.
We had this elf who thought he was going to help us by like throwing green goo around, and I was like, I don't really know.
Well, we
So-
also set fire to his spellbook.
Well, it's
Oh, I guess I'll mark
not
it off.
entirely his fault.
And 20 volts. Yeah.
Yeah, they gave all those extra weapons and armor back to the resistance.
Mm.
Don't have any spares
I
for
sold
sure.
everything I had for this great sword, which in one level I will no longer probably use.
You can sell it back. Also, after you're using your ethereal sword or whatever, you're not going to really need the gauntlets either, are you?
So I will get. I mean,
Will
they
they-
will
will
still
they
do
still be
more
useful?
than
Okay.
the charisma will, and they will change my 10 strength to 19 strength. So for like saving throws and everything, it's still a huge difference. Yeah, my charisma
What do they
modifier is
bring you
just
up to?
3 and 19.
So it would give me one more modifier.
I'll figure out how to get
But
this
it's giving
sometime.
you a lot.
But
Yeah,
I,
so I would lose
Look,
one
I'm a
You're
Yeah.
modifier.
weak on
You
the
can't access
saving
it
throw
from
there,
work.
all the ability checks. That seems
Because
Yeah.
they block
still like the most useful place.
And you might
I could,
actually
I could
Not
really
that I
use some
was,
charisma.
trying to
A whole -1 to deception thing.
Is that what
Fucking
you-
kill me.
you have
I need to remember to not open my
down
mouth.
what the rolls are, right?
Yeah.
For the like.
Let me
What
do that.
is your,
Uh,
what's your
no.
strength right now?
Mine's 16.
I never.
Okay. Yeah, I think your next level will be either a feat or 2 abilities.
Do you have a book?
Yeah,
Yeah, which
I have
one?
5
Player's
for
Handbook.
persuasion and 5 for
I
intimidation.
think
feats
it's
are
1d8.
pretty
3 for
nifty. I
deception.
feel like
Yeah, they
16
are
is
really
probably
nifty.
overall fine. Since,
Yeah.
I do hit things, but my main
Do I
damage
know what
output's
weapon
always
page?
gonna be spell casting.
145 or 149. I think 149
one.
actually.
On the light crossbow. But it didn't add it to my weapons.
It's 1d8 piercing, 80, 320.
Do you ever get more
It's the
proficiencies?
range.
83.
Or no, you can just
80
you can
slash
just,
320.
you can just rank up skills individually if you level up, right? You don't get.
Does that mean you have to be
proficiency.
I don't
farther
think
away
you
than
get,
80?
it's like I think rogues
Oh, no.
get more proficiencies at some point,
it's
and then once you hit
disadvantage from
level
80 to
5, all of
320.
our proficiency
320
bonuses will go
range
up to
with that.
3 instead of 2.
But can I like ever make myself better at
disadvantage.
things I'm not
There's
proficient
some
in?
feats, yeah. that
Oh,
will
but
do
just through
that.
feats.
Yeah,
Okay.
Wielding.
I don't think as a cleric.
Path-
you get
Pathfinder,
that.
you like
I now have
add
equipped a
skill
light
points as
crossbow.
you level up continuously.
Uh,
So that's
Yeah,
what
I
was
think
thinking.
rogues probably get more, and I know bards can get more, but I don't think
Not
clerics kind
normally.
of standardly.
Yeah, I guess I was kind of gauging his interest in that to see what kind of fighter he was. But
They get better.
Well, he is a
Put skill
fighter
points.
in the sense that
Not
fighters
skill points,
are
okay,
Uh,
straight up fighter.
pretty much
abilities.
they're decent with
Right.
most weapons.
Yeah.
Like every other level or something.
But yeah, so I think level
They can offer
4
him
is
a
a pretty
dagger if you
standard one for everyone
Yeah.
to get abilities.
He's
for
also not
increases.
wearing any
And then
armor.
like fighters get a
To
lot
be
more than
close.
probably a cleric would.
Right.
So.
It'd just be really nice to hit 10.
Are the
Just
bandits
back to neutral.
bandits have any, like,
I'm not
armor that
actively
they could-
disliked.
or- or
Yeah.
You are
I get
you
level
guys
six
Decomposing.
spells.
Decomposing.
Oh, yeah, level 2 spells for.
Oh, nice.
Very excited
All
about
right.
my next level.
All right, well that's going to
Well,
happen in
we're-
a while, so
we're not
let's
gonna-
continue with the
All right,
story.
let's-
Let's see
let's
when we
do
get
it.
there.
We're still
Let's do
low
it.
level 3 people.
We're waiting for you guys. You guys are all looking at
Yeah,
stuff.
that's true.
I was ready to go like
We're,
10
we're
minutes ago.
comparing, gear and
Yeah.
muscle.
We have 2 days journey. Let's see if
Yeah.
we
Wow.
can't get there in one piece.
So I mean,
War
the-
attack.
The wargs are not happy with us. That's the last time.
we could find the road.
Unicorn
It's not too far out from to the west of here. We could probably make about the same time if we go a little out of our way to find the road and then take the road back.
Seems
Sounds good to
reasonable
me.
and easier walking.
We're not hiding from anybody actively right now.
Let's do it. Let's head over the road.
Yeah.
Charm over.
So no, you don't. You guys are fine. You don't need to roll any survivals or
Thanks,
encounters.
of course.
I'm rolling.
Okay.
Wasted a good one.
So for brevity's sake, you make it back to Tamron, and you see that his house is still a little smoldering. It's burnt to a crisp.
It's been weeks.
It's
Yeah, been
yeah. I guess it wouldn't be smoldering, but it is charcoal.
weeks.
Yeah.
And you don't find the body of his wife anywhere where the locals would have already taken care of that at some point. He does a little asking around town. Rose finds Rose. Rose tells him where they laid his wife to rest, and he goes to pay his respects. He's
I go with him.
he's choking back some tears and mutters prayers to whoever listens, and
Do we care to try to get the town in on our little charade?
can you guys all also mark off 2 additional rations?
Can I?
Yeah.
Can I?
Twice.
Can I do herbalism?
Yeah,
What is
twice.
that?
So I got a 4 and a 15. I assume it was one of them.
Yeah, one is.
Oh, that was close.
We'll say you're fine.
Okay, so day 1 I did find something.
Yeah, okay, roll your second one.
Day
Where's
2.
your sheet? Did you
But
take
yeah,
your sheet back from
Do we care
They
to
do
try
it
to
nuts.
convince the town to say, "Oh yeah,
Yeah, I keep saying
Dora
that.
came
So day 1 I
back,
did,
they
day 2 I did
their
not.
job," or do we not really think?
Probably a good idea. I mean, they know where he was going.
Yeah.
We could do our best to keep him.
I mean,
sure.
Joe would probably do that in the first place. He's probably the one who
Oh,
can do
he
that
is
best.
probably staying here too. Well,
Yeah.
is Jorah gonna stay in town?
Well, and just just the locals that he talks to, who knows.
I was going to ask if we would he would want to search his home. We would help him search his home for anything. If he had anything of interest there.
Probably ask.
Jorah. I don't
Sounded
wanna
like
do
we
that
already
without
did
his
and didn't find
permission.
anything. They said the townspeople already took care of everything in the house.
One Quicksilver
Well,
Lichen
might
and
still
one
be able to
Worm
find
Tongue
some.
Petals.
I don't know who did it.
Probably
That's-
picked through already.
Yeah.
So do you ask Jorah what his plans are? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to ask him that.
Well, so after he pays his respects, he confers with Rose and checks on the state of what's your daughter's name?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Although I did not, she does not know that I am her father.
Oh.
Because I abandoned her when she was a baby. with
So
Rose.
so your brother knew about it and pawned her off on Rose?
No, I left her with Rose when I went to seclusion.
So what does she know about her? What did you tell her
About what?
about her? Who she is? If she doesn't know that she is your daughter,
yeah.
who does she think she is?
She thinks she is Rose's daughter.
Who thinks
Elizabeth thinks she is Rose's daughter.
Elizabeth thinks she is Rose's daughter. She
Yeah.
does not know that you are her father.
At least I didn't write it.
Okay. Now you guys know a whole bunch of stuff. You should.
Some backstory.
He tells us all this.
So,
I
Small talking
didn't
during
tell
our
you
days.
anything.
so,
Well, we don't
yeah.
know
So,
But I do.
but all of the adults know who she is actually related to.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, they all confer. Do you do anything in particular when Elizabeth is within your visual range?
Yeah, she
She's how
wouldn't
much
know.
older is she now?
She's 17 years old now.
Since you last saw her.
17 years.
Is she
So-
attractive?
I would like to cast.
Look at Riven and make your own assumptions.
We can't tell from Riven because he's aged himself. Maybe he
Yeah,
looked
so-
amazing when he was younger.
weird dynamic. When I see Elizabeth, I kind of choke up a little bit, but I don't say anything.
Wouldn't you think you were her
She
uncle
would-
or something?
Yeah, and she doesn't know who I am really.
Yeah.
Well, she knows because I'm sure they've talked about me.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, if she thinks she's
she
Rose's
knows-
daughter,
She's
you're
told
Rose's
who
sister.
you are because you don't come around a lot. But this is your uncle,
Sorry,
Riven.
crazy
Oh,
old
it's okay.
uncle.
I'm your uncle, George's brother. I'm your uncle, Riven.
Nice to meet you. I haven't seen you in forever.
Last time I saw you, you're but a baby.
Oh, nice to see you. Are you staying in town?
Helping out, your uncle Jorah for a bit, and be heading out again, most likely. How's life?
Well, besides, those bandits have been riding us pretty hard.
We took care of a few of those. I hope that eases the burden on the town a bit.
Well,
I don't think they
good
should.
news.
At least the camp that we ran into won't be bothering you guys again.
That's good to hear. The whole sort of awkward conversations that go on between people who are related but don't ever really talk.
Why is Riven hitting on his niece?
You don't know that. Oh yeah. I mean, you could assume make
Scorching
assumptions.
red.
Awkward conversations aside, you make you basically make sure that everyone's still fine. Besides, the wife that passed away, and Jorah then says, "Yes, okay, I've made my peace. We can next would probably be good if you took me back to camp because I don't actually know where it is now. You said they moved it."
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to find in your home to see if there's anything left?
I've
Anything of value?
already kind of picked over it. There's nothing there.
Jorah, could you tell Rose that you were saved by a band of mercenaries and then decided you'd had enough of Tamarin? That's kind of how the lie we told. It'd be nice if
We should all head over to Rose's. We can stock up on some bakery items for the road.
Oh right,
Colossians.
Kolache.
That's the specialty of the town.
inside joke, Seth. So yeah, I guess if you guys want to head over to Rose's Bakery, because that's definitely what it would be called.
That's good. Maybe we should lie to her, or just tell her and ask her to spread that particular story.
Rose
Rose
is actually kind of
resistance?
with you and Elizabeth and kind of just talking.
Oh, okay, so I assume. So she's like a resistance sympathizer and stuff, right?
She knows what.
She. I don't know. I mean, me and Jorah were in correspondence about joining the resistance, but I don't know how much of that Jorah told Rose.
Okay.
Well, so he joins in the whisper, and he's like, "Well, I kind of tried to keep it, hindsight's 20/20, but I was trying to keep it a little low profile. I don't know how much the rest of the town knows of my involvement."
Okay. Well, it'd be nice if she didn't, tell the Crown's Guard that Jorah was saved by his brother. That might raise a few eyebrows. I think that Jorah was saved by the Crown's Guard, and then a couple mercenaries came by.
I see. All right. We'll keep the fact that Jorah is, or rather Riven, is not a. Riven, doesn't live here. He's not many people in this town actually know who he is.
Right. So as long as Rose doesn't say anything, it should be.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I imagine it's pretty safe.
Okay.
I tell Rose that it's great seeing you, but it would be safer for Jorah and I if you just never mentioned that I came back to town.
All right. I'll make sure that Elizabeth is quiet as well.
I will. Yes, thank you.
Would you like some pastries?
Yeah.
I have no money, but
you are in the company of friends.
It's family.
Jorah's brothers told us how nice.
I did.
Even though he hasn't been here in so long.
Oh, you told the bandits, didn't you? The bandits that you let go? Like, if you're ever in
Dude, Jim and Bob enter.
She tells the story about how these two strange people came by.
You get the feeling that bandits that came and attacked the town probably wouldn't feel welcome in the town that they attacked. They probably didn't stop by Roses.
I just thought I sent some people your way.
Oh, well, that's kind of you.
I'm spreading the word.
We are a small town. The further they can get out, the better. And you guys have a pastry or so. You don't want to get diabetes.
Skip using a ration.
No, these are just like
Stuff ourselves with pastries.
You'd get sick if you ate enough to supply you as a ration.
So
More than might feel like that's
loaves
worth
of
it.
bread, maybe.
I imagine it's like some bread, but mostly pastries and dessert items.
I'd like to leave. I know you said we're amongst friends, but I'd like to leave a gold.
Okay, mark it off.
I'd like to leave a gold also,
But you don't have it. She finds it after you guys leave, and you're discreet enough that it's no, you don't even need to roll for it. So you have a pastry. You're offered floor space in Rose's small house for the night, but because this would be later in the day, it took you 2 days to get here. So you guys rest up, and you may then make your way towards the headquarters.
Or is all equipped and stuff now?
Well, he doesn't have any coin to get equipment.
Oh, okay.
His house
so
burned down, so he doesn't really have anything.
Oh, we should at least get him. I don't know. Is there somewhere in town we could?
There's a blacksmith that you could probably find some, simple leather.
Yeah, just something pointy. How expensive would a short sword be?
Well, if he was to get a short sword, he would want to be armored in some fashion.
Right. Yeah. If we. I know there's some pretty cheap gear out there. If we just get him something basic, that's better than a cloak.
Yeah.
15, right?
We're all back to full hit dice in case.
Over the next couple of days.
Multiple days.
Yeah, you are multiple days without encounter. You have full hit die. But
I guess how
yeah,
many days was it to the bandit camp? Yeah, I don't think I
two
marked down
2
those.
days from. No, yes, you already did. I asked you all to mark off 2 rations. I watched you do it.
That was from the bandit camp to the town, I thought.
That's
the time
where you are.
before that, when we went to the fort to the bandit camp. I don't think
Oh.
You didn't mark it
Because I
off because
gave you
he
one,
gave you
yeah.
ration.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was the one day.
You guys have been
Yeah.
doing good when I mentioned to do
Okay.
so, and we've been accounting for other survival checks and whatnot.
Well, I buy 2 more rations.
Okay, mark off your gold.
I did.
Could I
6 silver.
could I buy him like a quarterstaff and some padded armor?
Sure. Do you have the coin for it?
Those are both 5 gold. I do. Yes.
Okay. So
No,
you-
actually, I'm sorry. A quarterstaff is 2 silver pieces. Padded armor is
Sweet.
5 gold. So yeah, I can afford to do that if that's.
yeah,
basic
so I'd
stuff.
say that stuff is easy enough to acquire in Tamarin. So I'll find
Carry
quarterstaff
rations and all.
with padded armor. You said
Yeah, it's just the lowest rank. You are.
I mean,
lowest
I was
rank
52 gold,
medium,
but I was
lowest
only
rank
gonna do
light.
Light
Share it.
It's just
It's my
cheap.
future ration.
Yeah.
I need those 104
So
rations.
I'm gonna start.
that I can buy.
Should I start charging you? How much does the ration normally cost?
5 silver.
So
2 for 1
So
bill.
I'll give you, if whenever I can provide you with the ration, how about you give me 2 silver?
Quarterstaff.
It's
How about
over half
next time
off.
you're paralyzed on the ground, I don't carry you out of the forest.
You-
Like you're getting in.
You also carried him out of the forest, yeah.
You
Oh,
have
I charge
anything
you
you
for
would
that
like to do in town?
healing that I could give you.
Fine.
Seth, what is your character's
Yeah,
name?
I like.
Oust.
That's okay.
Oust.
Oust. Yeah. No, I was thinking I'd like to buy a couple daggers. I lost them in the forest, so if I can buy a handful of daggers and then some rations, I'll
You
take
have
it off.
to quantify handful.
I'd like to buy 3 daggers. I
Hey,
lost 2 and realized it would be handy to have more than I had before.
Sure. So how much is that? Just make sure you mark it off. You can. It's,
Yeah, so daggers are 2 gold pieces a piece. So I'll spend 6 gold on that and 25 silver on rations.
Okay. Awesome. Oh, dang. Oh, look at my sheet. I was surprised at his armor class now with that on. He's got 18 AC right now.
Where's
Padded
me?
armor? He must have good dexterity.
He does.
Nice. All right, that worked out.
Jorah gets 1 shot killed by a warg on the way back to camp.
After we saved him. I bought him the highest quality padded armor I could find. Good
I
stuff.
should remove those. He doesn't actually.
Three.
Just
Yeah.
ripped to
Okay.
shreds by wargs. I'm sorry.
So
We lost him right after we saved him.
yeah, he also doesn't have any money and doesn't have any rations.
Oh yeah, we should probably buy some rations when we're in town too.
Well, that's what you guys have been doing, but he doesn't have any.
Yeah, well, we've.
How much are rations?
I'm sitting on
5 silver apiece.
5 silver apiece.
I'll buy him 10 rations.
That is 5 gold.
I'm gonna buy myself. I'm gonna buy myself a
Did you
ration.
buy them from Rose?
Yeah.
No, he didn't. From her
I should.
competitor.
From her.
Rations.
Hey, buddy.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6,
Hey,
7,
buddy.
8, 9,
You
10.
coming to see your friends? You coming to see your
What
friends?
you doing?
Kisses?
like, hi.
All right. So,
The tail. Almost done. I'm being attacked by a tail.
Yeah, I got the wet end. Might be better off.
Not meant as this kind of throwaway word.
He's
Nope.
friends.
You heard that
Just so you know.
I don't remember if fighters have multi-attack at level 2.
No, I don't think anyone gets it to level 5.
Sounds right, but I've got it here.
It's got action surge, but I don't know if he has
Yeah.
multi-attack. Probably not yet.
Yeah.
5th level, you get an extra attack.
And then 11 and then 20.
Okay. So you guys.
Then you said he's 2nd or 3rd level.
Second.
Okay, so he doesn't have a martial archetype yet.
Nope.
Off to the resistance.
Okay.
To the resistance.
And they told us where they were making camp
Yes.
before we left.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
That's
they
how
did.
that works.
So
How far away is
So
it,
that was
though?
a little bit east, northeast.
I would say with
went west.
Yurik
East.
having seen the map that
They went like
they
east,
pointed
right.
at,
They went
yeah.
east,
you
southeast.
have a hard time getting lost while trying to find the camp. So you guys follow the road east. For those of you at home, so you're in Tamarin here,
Mhm.
and there's Tamarin's here, and River Drift's here, and the camp is somewhere up in this area near the sea. And so following roads for the most part, you can still make that in about 2 days.
Rations.
Yeah. So
Are we in the?
2 rations?
Just
19.
Hey, you got something?
Ask. And 13.
Oh, I thought they. 2 days.
Yeah,
2
2
days.
Not really.
I find nothing.
I got a 19 and a 13 on my foraging.
Yeah, so I'll say the 19 will end up carrying you for both.
Well stated.
Two directions.
Okay, and you get back to, so you end up, it's pretty plainsy here. There's not really much places to hide, but they're far away from civilization. So that's really that's currently their only form of seclusion right now. And so you come up and you find not Elohim. What's the other one?
Oberyn.
Oberyn. You find Oberyn, and he greets you excitedly. He sees Jorah, and he's very excited that you were able to find him. So he greets you guys, runs up while you are approaching, and he says, "Oh, Jorah, it's glad to have you back. How have you been? Have you been well? Were you treated well?" And it kind of like gives the whole spiel of what went on. It doesn't give your side of the story, obviously, but says how he managed to get out all right. Regrettably, that his wife had perished, and so he'll be essentially spending a lot more time with the Resistance as he's lost his ties mostly to Tamarin, besides Rose and Elizabeth. So yeah, you have arrived back in town at the hideout, and Jorah is trying to find how to make himself useful.
When he's done debriefing Jorah, I want to talk to Oberyn as well.
Go ahead.
Oh, obviously we managed to retrieve Jorah. We did it without bloodshed.
Okay.
We've got some good intel and some medium intel. We actually ran into the captain of the garrison at Caer Corclyft there, and seems like he's not as aware of the Resistance's presence as we might have expected.
So Jorah didn't tell them anything.
Jorah did not break. Nope, they let him go with us, believing he was simply a kidnapped townsman. They never discovered who we were. We made the field decision to let the captain go. We had the potential to have taken him out, but given that his vice captain seemed far more interested in seeking out the Resistance than he did, we decided that it would be more beneficial to have the captain in charge. And we've placed a rift between him and the vice captain with the vice captain lied to him about what happened with the bandits. That's not important now. However, the captain did see the mess we left at the bandit camp, so now he believes that there is some force out there. killing bandits that might end up bringing more suspicion down on the resistance.
I see. I
But-
suppose we'll need to try and keep our actions to a minimum of a footprint.
It seems like, yeah, we could have more stealth than we even realized.
Well, that is overall good news, but we'll have to obviously be more aware of a potential increase in Crown's Guard presence in the future. We'll probably keep our operations low up north and maybe focus more towards River Drift.
Would be wise.
Anything else you guys want of Oberyn?
Sorry, we made you guys move without any cause.
Well, it
Without
was
need.
it was the safest decision. It was my call, and I feel like it was the best call. Some of our members may have lost contact with us during the move, so our numbers are a little smaller, but hopefully we'll make contact with them again and get them routed back here.
Do we see Aladrin nearby?
You can find him easily enough. He's
He was
Not
left
hard to
with one of
find.
his
Yeah.
people under him or whatever his friends.
Alright. Aladrin.
We're back.
You're back.
Yeah, how?
That's good to hear.
Yes, well, in one piece and everything. Although it was close there for a while. So how?
Oh, well, I'm glad. I guess I'm glad I stayed back.
Who knows? Maybe I wouldn't have been the unconscious one if you had come along.
He goes white in the face. It's like, well, what are you implying? Why are you?
Just say there were
Jeez.
some giant spiders involved.
Like spiders.
Well, that is some trying times for sure.
Have you been treated well?
Besides, not being without, and then you see your friend that is in close proximity without this shadow following me around everywhere, but I've not been treated unkind.
Well, I think we have the time to potentially bring you back to Riverdrift, if that would be the nearest city.
I believe that would probably be the nearest city. And your friend pipes up and he says, if you're going to take him out of town, you should probably keep a close eye on him. He still knows where we are. We don't really want to relocate again just for this guy. So if you're going to cut ties with him, you be sure to do so in a safe manner.
I will clear with Oberon first.
All right.
Do we see if we have any additional duties, and if not, maybe try to reach out to this Order of the Eye?
That's what I was thinking. We'll go clear that plan with Oberon first, but seems like a logical next step. We don't really want to waste manpower keeping this guy under guard if we don't have any reason to.
Sounds like a plan.
So I guess I go back to Oberon and ask him if we're cleared to try to use this guy as a pawn to make contact with the Order of the Eye.
I don't know too much about him, but well, I don't know how much anybody knows about him. We're a very secretive bunch, but I've heard the name. I suppose you're welcome to investigate it. Again, we don't really have much manpower to send with you, but
We'll make sure he doesn't go running off towards the Crown's Guard first chance he gets, but
yes,
he doesn't.
If he happens to escape in some form that you feel is unkind, you may want to
We
report
will.
back as soon as possible, because that's not a good sign.
Yeah, if we can't track him down if he gets away from us, we'll make time back here to make sure you.
All right, well, just
From my
keep a
limited
close
dealings
eye.
with him, I don't get the impression that he's in
Take
league
no more? Is that
with the
the-
Crown.
Not now.
Not now. Oh, it didn't work. He's a liquor, huh?
Give him the oh yeah. Yeah.
It's just constant right now.
Move your hand.
yeah, I mean, you can just do something about it.
And if I move my hand,
Then he stops. Look at
and
that.
then he looks
Jack,
I move my hand
hey,
here.
Jackson, what are you doing? What are you doing?
You're
Leave him
just
alone.
trying to make Jack look like
Leave him
the
alone.
aggressor.
He does get pretty licky sometimes. Jackson, hey, let down.
Just licking off all that pizza.
Yeah.
Nice. So must eat her.
Okay, so so he essentially clears you
Ooh.
to follow this as a potential lead of some sort. Doesn't know what you're gonna find out of it.
Worth investigating.
Oust,
Yeah.
will you be joining us?
Sorry, I was. What'd you ask me? My microphone went out for like 1 second, or my speakers did.
Essentially, did Vorn tell you? I was asking if you would be joining us. I can't remember if Vorn pretty much told you, yeah, go do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, we're thinking of going to River
He
Drift.
pretty much did last time. He said his plans were to stay at camp for a while. He had no recruitment missions to take me out on.
Okay. And at some point, I am going to attempt to get further direction from my patron, right? Because like he's told me, I have his last instruction, and that's pretty much from making my best guesses.
Don't really remember what the last. Oh, I do remember what the last instruction was.
So he might not respond right now or whatever, but just so you know, I am going to attempt to be like, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing?
How do you attempt to do that?
I mean,
Broad daylight, middle of the camp, but we're watching.
What's this guy doing?
I guess I should look into a little bit more what my methods
Some
of
weird
contacting
dance.
this particular patron would most likely be. So I'll get back to you.
Dance around
Okay.
in the middle of camp.
Hopefully
madman.
that's not what it is. But
Yeah, because either way, you won't get anything right now because
Yeah.
now that is in my head is something to be actively thinking about and planning in the future. So yeah, you do you.
Oh, you're making your dice weak. There you go.
So you do that. Is there anything else you guys would like to do in camp?
Really
before
make enough
you-
money in this last round.
Was
You
there
did
a-
what we didn't do last time.
We need some money.
Could have fucking stolen that
I need a
shiny
diamond.
armor.
I need a diamond.
I need- I need
a
Rations in
diamond.
Camp.
How
Do
is
you need a
everyone
diamond?
right
I need
now?
a 50 gold diamond for a spell that I need.
Oh, you're not like proposing to somebody.
How is everyone with gold right now? You have some gems. You just haven't found someone to sell them to, right?
Gems?
Where do we get gems from?
Yes,
Did you not?
indeed.
I have
Many
several
gems.
large
Sounds
gems.
right.
I don't think we got any gems from anything.
I think I asked.
I
Is one of them a
maybe
diamond? Does I
not-
remember that?
I remember you wanting a diamond for your spells.
I've got about 30.
What is
I have like several
I think
stories
you
that I'm keeping track of in my head, and I may have been thinking of a different story.
Really?
Yeah,
What's your spell?
any gold or any gems.
I'm at like 20.
Yeah,
I'm at 21.
I must
gold.
have been mistaken. I just rolled you a bunch of gold in the bandit encounter plus some magic items.
Keeler, what's your spell that you're wanting to have the diamond for?
Chromatic orb.
Okay.
Hopefully that doesn't consume the diamond.
It does not.
It does
That's
not.
good.
It's we
That's
read up
Now,
on
my
it.
story is I'm trying to cast a fireball every time I cast a chaos bolt, but it comes out all crazy.
Oh.
But if I can cast it through this diamond, I can prism it to whatever I want it to be. I can channel my fire to be a
That's just
different
boring.
energy.
We want these crazy
Right.
spells.
Story.
Yeah, we got a
So-
unicorn out of it.
And we get a unicorn out.
Yeah. I out of curiosity, how is everybody's funds right now? Because if that's the problem, then I need to incorporate something.
I spent everything I have on my grade.
Yes. Well, that is your fault.
I'm just. You
I mean,
just
I
asked.
have about the same
I'm
amount of
just
gold I
answering.
started with.
Yeah.
You know,
I have like
gone
Like,
back
I have
and
a
forth,
bunch.
but I haven't.
I haven't really
too.
bought,
You've been pocketing everything.
I haven't
Not
bought
telling
anything but
us.
rations every time we go to town.
I'm at 21.
Yeah, I'm in the same place. Rations and daggers, and I'm about where I started.
I started at 15. I
Okay.
think.
Well, that's not terrible.
No, it's
That's good.
We head back to
It's
River
gonna be a while if I can
get
afford
a job
breastplate, but
for money.
Yeah.
that's an expensive piece of armor.
Okay. So, all right. So, we'll say you spend the night in camp, and I suppose you try and gather your strength for a journey to Riverdrift. Is that correct?
Well, where do we need to go with Aldrin? Did he say that he wanted to go?
He
Or
Just
says.
wanted to get back to
or do we need to find
civilization
him a book before he heads to River?
Yeah. Well, you
Because he was searching for that book. that he destroyed.
you two and your oust know Riverdrift quite well. You know that it is a very trade-heavy town. There's probably a good chance that you could find most anything that you're looking for in such a port city.
We learned that it wasn't a particularly rare book. It's going to be harder, or at least more expensive, for him to get his spell book back.
Yeah.
And Aldrin, where are you supposed to take this book? Or do you have to go back to Tamarin?
Well, there was.
I just don't remember.
I do have a contact in Riverdrift that I could talk to. That he could bring us to where I need to deliver to. I don't really know much past that. Like I said, I'm no member yet.
No, that's good enough. We just need to contact someone to talk to that can, bring a message and give our interest in opening a line of communication with these people on behalf of the Resistance.
Yeah, so there's someone in Riverdrift that can accommodate.
Excellent. Well, we've been cleared by Oberon to escort you there.
Is Jorah coming with, or is he?
No, he's staying back.
All right.
He's had his fill of adventure for a little bit. Help out around camp.
See how many NPCs we can get to follow us around.
I don't know.
We got the
Tried
leadership.
for Jim and Bob. But it didn't work out.
Thought Jim and Bob would help you with
We
things.
were recruiting from bandits then.
You never know.
I would have killed them. They would have been funny with us.
They're going to end up being the super boss.
What'd you say?
I said they're going to end up being the super boss at the end of the campaign. Jim and Bob.
The real mastermind.
Man.
The
So
king of the
I guess
elves.
I spend the time with Jorah and basically catching up.
Well, so you got there, end of the day. So you spend, that end of the day with him, and then you go to bed. Now you've woken up, and you are now preparing for your journey to Riverdrift.
I would tell him that I don't want to go, and I would say he would have to convince me.
That you don't want to go.
No, I would want to be with Jorah, stay with Jorah. My character would want to. Because I've been worried about him for like a week or two.
That's understandable. But
Well, I know
you've been very useful. We'd love to have you with us for a minute if you're.
Jorah also says, you never were really wanting to be part of this thing. You only got roped into it because I got captured. I don't even know how you found out about it. You were so far away.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Jack.
We were playing, and then you started looking. I didn't realize.
But yeah, so it's up to you.
I'm trying to find a reason why I have these powers. Is this?
Well, I can tell you
feel
that
like it
you
was to
won't
save
find you won't find that answer among these people. Not a lot of magic users in here.
The group.
You won't find answers here for your powers.
And we're trying to make contact with a group that seeks and hoards knowledge. If you're looking for answers, that might be the place to go.
I've been searching for 17 years for the reason why I have what I have.
So you're gonna give up now?
In these 17 years, you've never heard of the ODI. What have you been doing?
I've been trying to find my purpose. Maybe this is my purpose.
Well, I mean,
we'd love to have you with us.
I convinced myself to come back to Tamarin because I thought, for the greater good of the world is to get rid of the elvish dominance. Anything I can do to help with that, I'd like to do, but I'd rather do it with you.
well, if your purpose, as you see it now, is simply to use your powers to end the current regime, I mean, that's a way to go, but I think that's a decision that you've made and not a decision that you have fully accepted. I feel like it's an excuse. I feel like you are making up a reason in order to end your search.
I'll be honest, I feel like we've bonded as companions over these last few days. We really have appreciated your company on this journey.
Learn your name.
I'd be sad to see you go, Riven.
Yeah, well, I guess I have to. If going with you guys is for the greater good, I will continue my adventures with you. But I'm just so happy that Jorah's safe and back at this camp.
Don't worry about me. I
haven't seen you for 17 years, and now I finally see you. And we talked about joining the Resistance, and now I will head out and leave you.
We'll be coming back to
You've
this
hung
camp
out with
a
him for
bunch.
like the last 4
I
days.
know, it's been like 48 hours. We got to see each other again.
Not like you're never going to see him again. We're going to visit this
Alright,
camp
we
like
will.
every so often.
Or so we think.
this is our base of operations. I mean, you come back whenever you see fit. I don't intend to leave anytime soon. I will remain safe here if that gives you safety in your purpose.
We're only making a quick jaunt to the nearest city.
How rare is magic in this world?
Well,
Like magic.
you don't super know. You haven't encountered much except for these guys, and the guards that you've encountered, they're not magic users. They're not mundane. They're
And I
mundane,
mean,
but
he's specifically a sorcerer, so like Aladrin studies magic.
Yes.
And, like,
Yeah.
Right.
So he's
but
trying
yeah,
to figure
so
out why
that's-
he's just
yeah,
studying.
so I'll
spouting
give the
magic
motivation
out the
behind my
wazoo.
question, I guess.
Yeah.
So like from Yurik's perspective, if he's overhearing any of this, he has magical powers that kind of came out of the blue, and he was explicitly told, "Hey, go do this thing," which has made his path cross Riven's. Now Riven is talking about how he randomly seems to also have magic powers, so my ears are pricking up. But now if magic powers showing up is not super uncommon, I'd be less interested. Whereas if this is like, I need to know how.
you are a reader.
Right.
You would be familiar with the concept of wizardry, which is the study of magic and performing it and preparing it and being able to perform it.
Right.
But when you encountered Aladrin, Riven was like, "Spellbook? What are you talking about?" He doesn't understand that concept. You understand the concept, but also don't abide by that concept.
Yeah. Okay.
Go with that.
I don't understand this concept. I just know all these things.
Well,
Comes
both
from-
of you are granted yours through faith, and that is also a known concept.
That is not the route I go.
Yeah. Okay.
And I suppose even if like sorcerers were a thing people knew about,
They're supposed to be rare.
They are
supposed to be
rare.
rare.
Yeah.
It is rare to have sorcery in your blood instead of
learning.
overstudy.
Yeah. Okay.
But like even if we had heard of another one, like it wouldn't necessarily be the same
Right. Yeah.
thing. Like
right.
he wouldn't know where his.
I'm just
magic
saying, if you run into, if like Tamrin had 3 other sorcerers or something, I'd be like, who cares? But if it's okay, I think that's all. I need.
This is probably the first time that you've encountered someone else that's able to do magic without study.
Okay. Or deity.
Yes.
What's that?
Study or piety.
cover.
All right.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute my computer and my microphone for a minute. Amelia's got the baby. She's coming in from the car and the baby's asleep, so I'll be back in like a minute. I'm gonna help get the baby to bed.
Okay. I don't know how much longer he has in his entirety either.
It's gone to like 9.
Usually like 9:30 is his usual time, I think.
So
9:30 our time? Or
Yeah, our time.
Oh, okay. So we
he doesn't have work tomorrow though, so it might be a little later.
That is true.
Okay, so Riven would say that this Order of the Eye sounds like maybe it's a source of some information that I've been seeking for all these years. As long as you'll be safe here, Jorah, I will be back as soon as I can.
I promise that I will not set foot out out of this camp for you, brother.
Next time we come back, Jorah's been kidnapped again. He took one step outside the camp and people just grabbed him.
Jim and Bob!
This Jim and Bob fella just took him out of nowhere.
Who won it?
Oh, I'm a lover.
Your arms just really tasty.
It's gonna be so cheap tomorrow.
Jackson, you weirdo! What are you doing?
Keeler's kind of taunting him. He's just
He does.
Well, sounds like Ribbon is
That happens. Natalie
All
hates
right.
it. Too much.
excited to stay
It
with
sounds
the
like
party.
too good of an opportunity.
Aladrin, is there anything you need to prepare before you're ready to head out?
I'd have spells to prepare if I had a spell book. 50 gold.
Even if we gave you 50 gold, I doubt you'd find a spell book here.
We may have to wait for
Yes.
Riverdrift for any possibility of that.
Maybe we
unfortunately.
can find some something to sell in Riverdrift on the way. Make some money for your book.
I buy 2 more rations in the camp. I need to keep my 15 rations at all
Trying to
times.
sell them at a profit.
Why do they provide you rations? Because you're part of the resistance group. Oh,
Yeah.
it seems like they would just
I'm
give it
donating
to you for
funds to the
free.
resistance.
They don't have a legal source of income.
So, Morden, are we like official? Like, are we officially in resistance now? Do we need to go through some? What do
Yeah,
I have to do to stop being the new guy?
Recruit
You
another
know,
person.
you'd have to,
To be a new
go
guy.
through at least who's the second in command? Probably don't have to go.
Second in
for
command
this.
is Oberon.
Oh, that's right. Elohim's the
Elohim is top
Yeah,
of the
okay.
brass.
You can talk to Oberon and get him being an official rank, I suppose. After this last adventure, I'd consider you proven. I would vouch for you. I'm not sure if Ribbon really wants to join the resistance. He's just kind of, he's got his own thing and it lines up with us for the moment. But
Do you get like a pin or anything? Just
Gold pen that you could sell.
I wouldn't recommend active display.
Yeah, I'm not gonna show that off.
Full-
or like a secret handshake you learn or something.
That's how we know he's the new guy.
Coming from a fellow
A
new guy.
Slightly less new.
Slightly new.
he was
I did
in
a
his
few
crew,
jobs.
and he was
We-
like there when
We could have a
Rick
group
showed
symbol, and then I wave my hand, and then a spider web shows up. On my shirt.
get out.
Kicked out of their resistance.
That's
Fine.
awesome. I love it.
Team spider.
Okay, I was just curious. I'll talk to Oberon later. Okay.
Off we go to Riverdrift.
Okay.
I grab the mute oust by the shoulder and steer him. Unresponsive, but
Yeah, he's just suddenly standing
He's
still.
here now.
Oh, there he is. He woke up. He suddenly fell asleep standing up.
So, out of curiosity, Seth, you don't work tomorrow, right?
I do.
You do.
We
Okay.
do.
So we were under the impression that maybe you'd have more free time tonight, but that's fine.
Oh no, I've got a little bit. I can play a little bit longer. It's just
Yeah.
Amelia had been at her family's house for dinner, and the baby fell asleep on the way home. So we were trying to sneak her up to her crib.
Yeah, I'm just
Fair enough.
trying to plan for end of game tonight. When
Oh, I think I probably got another 30 or 40 minutes in me. My 10:30, 10:15, 10:30 my time.
Cool. Okay, so you the Aladrin also doesn't have any rations.
I mean,
But for him-
I've got extra rations. We're not going to be in the woods for 20 days here.
He would gladly accept, but he just doesn't have any food for this journey. If you are-
if we can
let's
forage any, we
provide-
can
Yeah,
provide him.
let's buy some rations while we're in camp. I'll buy 5 rations.
All right, that's 2.5 silver, 2.5 gold.
2.5 gold.
Can I see the?
So cheap. Buy all those rations.
What else is available here?
Equipment wise,
Yeah.
I don't think there's that much at the camp. Last time we checked.
not a whole lot.
Well, we got good stuff at the
Probably when we go to Riverdrift, we'll probably be able to find a bunch.
Do they have any soap? I'm just kidding.
So,
Yeah. Why would you need soap?
Where with the spiders?
Oh yeah.
Weak to soap.
I wanted to buy a hooded lantern
Sure. Yeah, they would have that for sure.
and some oil to go with that.
Mm-hmm.
So we can actually have some light for those who can't see in the dark.
That's
Still have
the
10
focus
torches I'm just
beam, right?
carrying around.
I think so. Is that the focus one?
Never used.
I'm pretty sure. You'd find
No, the
that.
bullseye is the.
Bullseye lantern would
yeah.
be.
Hooded would be total.
Yeah.
5 gold.
Yeah. 30-foot radius, 30-foot cast. 6 hours on one
Waste of
point.
money.
Yeah, and then for oil, can see in the dark. 1 flask.
Sell it when you don't need it anymore.
I'll buy 4
I
flasks
don't
of
know. That's
oil.
what I'm wondering
Okay.
what to do with my great
Make
sword.
sure to mark down your gold.
So I'm now down to 16 gold.
All right.
I think I can control that flame and make it like 60 and 60.
Sure, but I may roll something because you are holding the flame.
Well, it doesn't make the flame get bigger. It just makes it brighter.
Okay.
Well, at least that's how. I can't control it to, like, jump to something. But
Okay.
the only cool thing about control flame. I wanted to use it.
You've been making use of it.
Double or heavy area bright light and dim light.
So, are we still just like looking at equipment?
I'm ready.
I'm ready to go when we're
Look,
ready. I'm just waiting on everyone.
You good, Oust?
I'm good.
Okay. So, as you you start making your way out, you check out the maps beforehand, and you see that about a day's travel out, you can get to roads that would be less dangerous, and you can take those into River Drift. But you have about a day's worth of I don't remember. It's like I think it's mostly grassland in this area.
Dude, I love you too.
Jackson, you're being weird, dog. Stop it.
Does he just randomly lick you for hours?
He'll look me probably.
Yeah, this is
Natalie,
mostly
too, and
grasslandy hills.
Gets annoyed, grossed out.
Your first day, everyone make. I'd say we'll call this now a cloudy day because I can't say that you have clear vision all the time, House. So let's say that it's getting a bit cloudy, and you may make perception checks.
Ouch.
Ooh, nice.
And 21.
Not so great over here.
5.
I can see everything.
21. Yeah.
All right. So,
First time.
I think
And
it's
what
like
was-
the
what was that
same
else?
chart. Persuasion.
Like 16. No,
I
you only
did
got-
not hear you roll, Oust.
16.
Okay. Yeah. So Illum spies this in the distance. Some like yips, like
It's a strange town.
Wars.
They're back again.
yeah. So it's a combination of yips and growls, and
Oh no.
they're
Not wards.
coming from somewhere
problem.
somewhere up ahead.
I wave my hand.
You don't
Works
think
and-
that they've noticed you yet. They're causing a lot of ruckus amongst themselves, so they must be distracted by something. But what would you like to do?
Guys, I hear a ruckus up ahead. There's some strange noises. We should check it out.
What kind of noises do you hear?
Some weird yips and barks.
Do you think they're wargs? Do
Potentially.
they sound like wargs?
You give me an
Okay.
intelligence check.
Well, 5. I don't know animals.
Some of their noises sound similar to the wargs that you fought before.
Maybe they sound potentially like those things we met the first day we were together.
Are we even a day out from camp?
It's at this point. It's late afternoon.
Sounds
but
like they
it's
might be
cloudy
distracted
and-
by something or engaging somebody else.
Should we check it out?
Yeah,
let's
let's try to sneak up on it if we can.
Maybe one of our fellow resistance members is attacked by wargs.
Yeah.
Sarcasm.
So again, this is like hilly area, so you don't see anything yet. But
It's also
if
Is
you
it forest,
cover
any
as we get
trees,
towards
and
them.
anything?
Try to
Or is it
sneak
just
up
so
close.
grassland?
what I'm
Yeah.
saying is that you can now roll stealth checks, and basically it's kind of like you'd be peeking out over like hills and trying to see what's happening.
That's not going to be good. Oh no, that's even worse.
8.
14.
Oh, yeah, it's disadvantage.
All right, Oust. Go stealth
16.
up there with your 33.
16.
No,
14.
1. Not natural. 2 minus
Four-
1.
14.
But in total, you got really freaking low.
That's true.
Again. Okay. So
We start
You-
kicking up the rocks as we're moving and clanking.
okay, so you
You guys are clanking along, and I go.
and as they're not nobody's surprised by anything, but what happens is you crest a hill and you see 5 bipedal humanoids, but they're like yipping and growling, and some of them are like tearing at tearing at a carcass, and that's what you were hearing was these so they're they
These
have
aren't wargs.
they have snouts and
How do you
they're
know?
they're growling
It
and
looks so
yipping.
simple.
That's their that's pretty much what you
Everyone makes
see
that noise
as
over
Can I make
Raven.
like a-
Have we ever seen these before?
Yeah.
they do not look like a thing that you have seen so far, but you
What would
can
we know
roll.
about
What are they? I suppose you can roll a nature check.
I have a feeling I know what they are.
That's a nat 1. Okay.
I rolled a 16.
Hey!
Natural 20.
Yeah.
I would have to have you roll a disadvantage just because most of your time is spent on the sea, and these are not sea.
I do
creatures.
read lots.
You read, but that would be a history check instead.
Do it again.
Does it help
Yeah,
that I rolled a nat?
What do you get, Seth?
I got a natural 20.
Okay, yeah, with your travels and
Riven.
Riven,
Or Reuben.
his wilderness experience. These are gnolls.
I knew it.
Um,
Guys, I've heard stories about these. I think these are
Is
gnolls.
this Elwood Forest?
Are they easy to
World
kill?
of Warcraft? Nobody? All
they
right.
all see you. You're rolling initiative.
Are
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, are they? They're coming towards
Wow.
us.
Let's kill them all. I don't care anymore.
Oh, God.
17. Oh, you want to write it down, don't you? Together.
Yeah.
Actually, got a higher number.
25.
Jeez.
I have your paper.
Except that, right? Yeah.
You'll be the cavalry.
So there were 5 of
Coming in
these.
with fire.
I'll just
Mhm.
pick things off. You guys.
Anybody looks.
Weaken them. I'll take them.
We summon that
I'm
unicorn.
gonna roll my fiendish vigor.
Yep.
How can you tell?
Why
There's
not?
nothing at the bottom.
It's so weird.
And then I need one more.
I don't understand who was like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, let's put that one on the bottom. That's where everyone looks at a die to see what they roll.
Oh, do we need to be in like position?
Yeah, so put you guys can put yourselves wherever you would like.
You want to be in the front or middle or where do you want to be, Alice?
The more
I usually like to be a lookout, so I guess I'd be near the front, if not at the front.
Middle.
Probably front.
Oh, you're back.
I'm
Towards the
supposed to
front,
be
'cause I
stealthy.
recognize these things
Yeah,
in the
that's
first
great.
place.
Where's Aladrin?
you know,
Oh, yeah.
he's going to be a green token. It's fine.
I forgot he was with us.
He's going to be cowering in fear.
Totally forgot he existed.
Actually, what do you roll for yourself? Nat 20.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So first thing he does is run away.
Yeah, they don't even notice he's there. He's invisible. That's why I forgot he was there.
He's ready to cast green goo all over these things.
He was so stealthy. I forgot he was in our team. He was that quiet.
That is, I mean, yeah.
I don't think it's gonna stay up very well.
He's like standing right behind me, like still hiding.
If he was a warrior, he'd be that one.
That makes
Riven,
sense.
what's your dex mod?
2 plus 2.
Someone else rolled really low.
Okay.
More XP.
So you've been watching Critical Role.
Yeah. What have I been watching Critical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This new
all the
season.
time. I've watched
Why is
every
there Knowles in
episode.
there?
Must be Knowles.
Knowles?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
It was all subconsciously picked. Didn't even realize.
Okay, so
They're just the warg's grown up brothers that stand on
Oh,
2 feet.
please tell me it's not.
Can you make the sounds like Matt Mercer does?
Wargs that
no,
stand
I'm
up.
terrible.
That embarrasses me. What are they?
Huh?
What are they?
What?
What are the sounds?
Well, he's like has this like growling voice.
He does like a whole bunch. He's really good at it. Like he does the actual yip sounds,
Like,
growls.
when
and
they
stuff.
talk when he's talking when like one's talking to another one, he has like this growling language,
Wow.
like yipping language. It's really
Wow.
Shockingly,
cool.
professional voice actors are
I know
I'm
it's
good at that.
pretty good at this shit.
Anyway,
Okay, so these 4 they're scrawny. They're just like little nothings. But then this guy, he looks to be giving commands.
Double dots.
Double dots,
Can I do this?
sure.
I guess, unless he starts concentrating on something.
Okay.
He's wearing
I
a
don't
strange
know
hat.
Okay, so first up is Oust.
Okay. Am I within like run up range and hit anybody?
Not quite.
Okay. Well, then I'm just going to shift aside a little bit to give a more direct path to everybody behind me, and then I'm going to throw a dagger.
I'm throwing a dagger.
Yeah.
You can do
I want to get close enough to throw one at the front one without
that's
being.
what 20 range.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's about there.
Yeah, that looks good.
So you're gonna shoot at this guy, yeah?
15 to hit.
What is their armor class? 15, you said?
Yeah.
Hits.
Okay.
You see that they're actually all wearing hide armor and have a shield and a spear.
Okay.
Shields.
21 damage.
21
Equipment we can
damage.
sell back and
From
forth.
a dagger?
Yeah, my sneak attack. If I take the opening turn, I get some crazy bonus.
Right through
He
the eye
is
of that no.
Not
Nice.
looking good. You have
Wait.
almost
You hit this
taken
guy
him
that's
out.
like a scrawny guy. You hit
Yeah.
for 21. He's not looking good.
Sorry, +3. I forgot that.
He's looking close to death. He just like
No,
he's really
yeah.
affected. Like his hurt.
I forgot to add my +3. So +3 to that.
Through his
Plus
eye
3, he is
socket.
Yeah,
dead.
he's- oh,
Nice.
Wow.
wow.
With my bonus action, I'll take a dagger to the one that's closest to me and throw it at him.
So I think you can have enough movement to get there. You fire at this guy.
Is that 30?
That's a 15 to hit as well.
Somewhere around there, man.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
rough.
I'm just trying to get.
No sneak
guesstimate.
attack, no bonus, no proficiency bonus.
Just 15 to him.
What? 15 to hit?
Yeah, to hit.
Okay.
It hits.
Okay, and then 3 damage.
Start reading
Two.
the rogues.
Super dagger.
2.
3, 1, 2, 3.
That's this guy.
Was a
That's
very different
sneak
dagger from
attack
the
is-
first one.
Yeah, well, he only really gets that mostly once.
Yeah, once a turn, like once a combat, pretty much.
Yeah, once a combat.
That's pretty amazing. That's,
So
I'm glad you hit.
Yeah, so I don't think that's anything special. Oh, they also have longbows. That's fun.
oh good.
So
Have to drop their shield.
they would have to drop their shield for,
Also
for
fun
that.
when
But
you
you
sell
guys are
guys.
already encroaching. So,
So we get that money.
Uric.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll kind of move.
You're-
You're
Soda. Yeah, I'll just kind of move over here.
Yeah.
Within 30, and
That's
then
fine.
I'm gonna bonus action magic stones
Okay. Throw a stone
one.
at one of the little guys.
Yeah. I'll throw it at
Okay.
that guy. 9.
Nope.
Okay.
That's,
I think that's pretty much all I can do.
So yeah, you still have another.
bonus action. You have, that
Bonus
was your
action was to
action.
make the stone, so a little bit more
Yeah,
movement is
so
what you're saying.
I guess you have your sword sheathed because you have to hold the stones and throw them.
So your whole,
Sure.
Yeah. So your sword is.
or you hold it with one
sheathed.
hand.
Yeah, so, well, I would think I'd pick up the stones and magic them.
You pick one out and throw it, and you hold the rest in your hand.
Okay, and so then with my object interaction, can I pull out my...
Only if you drop your stones.
Okay, I'll drop my stones.
Okay.
Those poor critters on the
There it
ground.
is. Okay.
Yeah.
There's an ant there.
All right. What can this guy
One
do?
XP.
Hey, experience. Find that hill. We'll farm it.
Just start throwing around.
1/5 XP. He's sharing that.
Oh,
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We do.
He's essentially going to bark some orders, and he's going to pull out his longbow and fire at the guy who just like killed one of his pals in one hit.
Seems appropriate.
Makes sense.
That's going to be a 14 to hit.
Miss.
Miss. All right. It has multi-attack, so I'm just going to try again.
Oh.
That's 18 plus 4 or something.
Yep.
So that's 9 piercing damage.
Oof, okay.
And that ends his turn. Yeah. Morden.
I'm gonna move. I guess. Where would my full movement take me?
Somewhere around here.
And then
While being able to do an action, without doing a dash.
yes,
What time of day is it?
This is late afternoon.
I'm still within like 30 feet of all these guys
Yeah.
essentially.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Bless
Okay.
on Oust and Uric and Illume.
Okay. That's D4s on hit to hit, right?
Yeah, D4s on attacks and saves.
You're concentrating.
What's this?
Bonus action.
No.
Illume.
How far would I get doing a dash and all my movement?
You not quite melee still, I think, but close.
I'll do that.
Okay.
That's it.
Who's this guy? This is another no. This
It's random days.
will be square. I will note that down so I don't forget. Okay. So this is square. He's gonna run up to you, Morden. And he's gonna make. Oh, yeah, he's gonna make a spirit attack
I should have had it
against you.
Yeah.
That's a 14 plus 4, 18.
That's my armor class.
He
Oh,
hits
man.
for
You have to roll concentration.
Thanks.
4 plus 2, so 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
And you need to make a Constitution saving throw. It'll be a DC 10.
Okay.
You make
Yay.
it.
Done.
That is his
What
turn.
are you concentrating on? Oh, I missed that.
Bless. So these 3
Aladrin.
of D4. Hang on. I'm gonna do my Wrath of the Storm reaction.
Oh, sure,
Nice.
yes.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Back.
Hey.
And that's 2d8.
Golly.
2,
He doesn't even have to do anything.
9 damage.
It's his reaction.
Oh, okay. I guess he kind of has to sort of do something.
I get 4 of them a day.
Oh, long rest.
Actually,
Aladrin, yes. It is.
might be short rest. I think it's long rest though.
I can look it up.
60-foot range. He can get in range.
Tempest domain.
He's going to come right about there. He's going to try and make an acid splash against Square.
You can do it.
Is it a saving throw? It is a saving throw, and he fails, I think.
I don't know. My channel divinity is long rest, but the
Yeah, 10 fails.
reaction swarm might
So
be
it
short.
takes
I'm not gonna have another long rest for it, like it sounds. So.
1 damage.
Well, we need to get this brother a spell book.
All right.
It is
Riven.
long rest, and actually they should be making a
It's
dex
me.
saving throw.
Oh shoot!
Then I will make it. It probably makes it. That's 17.
Yeah, you made it.
So it's half damage, right?
Yeah.
So he takes 4. So plus that is
Half rounded down.
Yeah.
Okay, 4.
Riven is up.
All right, how's this one looking?
He's scratched.
Scratch that.
I will cast Chaos Bolt at that guy
Okay.
for 15. No, sorry, this one. 11. What am I doing?
To hit is a miss, unfortunately.
Anti-climax.
Does anything happen on this for Chaos Bolt?
No.
No, nothing cool. As a bonus action, I'll just trade in all these for another second level spell slot and go ham well in my next
Okay.
turns.
Can you go above your max? Doing
I
that?
think so. You can't go above your max sorcery points. I can check.
We'll,
might- I
we'll
might
keep
not
going
do
for
that.
now.
Yeah, I can
with your
Do
blast.
that next turn.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go all
So
on that
this,
later.
this
Thunderous my hand
knoll
to
is
my
carrot.
Solid.
Should kill him.
So he's
It's like 5 rolls of damage.
he can move up here.
2d6,
He's gonna
2d8,
try and
then
hit
3d8,
Illume
2d6.
Watch out!
with his spear, which is probably gonna miss. Yeah, that's a 13 plus 4 is 17.
Misses.
Yep.
18.
So that's all he's got.
Just
Then
okay,
it's-
I couldn't do any damage.
Yeah.
Just bounced right off.
Up here. Up here.
Oh, one of these is dead. I forgot about that, so yeah, I'll pull him out.
Jack.
Oh, strange creature. It's one of these gnolls.
Come on, let's
That's right. Healing word is a bonus action. I need to remember that.
This guy hasn't moved.
No.
Okay, yeah. He's just taking damage. Okay, that's where I was losing it.
Oh, he took the dagger damage.
Yeah, okay. Alright, there we go. So he also sees big shiny guy. He's gonna flank you. So that's 17 plus 5 plus 4. So that's 26 to hit.
Yeah, I got that.
Holy
Is
cow.
that me? Yeah, just
Flanked.
So that's 1d.
go attacking me. I wasn't even planning to attack them. Running past them.
That's
Crazy.
5 plus 2 is 7 damage. 7 piercing damage. And that ends his turn. Next up is Oust.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
I'd like to shift closer to flank that guy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hit him with my short sword. I have bless right now, correct?
Blank sandwich. You do, yes.
Yeah.
That's a D4 on the attack roll.
25.
Hits.
Nope, I'm sorry. 30.
Misses.
6 damage. Oh wait,
6.
it's sneak attack, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got flanking.
Wait, no, it's not sneak attack. Or you tell me, Andrew. So I normally get sneak attack on advantage, but
Yeah.
I don't have advantage right now. I just have flanking, right?
So you just
Okay.
Yeah.
Just 6 damage then.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I want to poke him with a dagger too.
How much damage did you do? I missed it.
6 damage,
6. Okay.
and my dagger poke is 22
Hits.
to hit.
Yep.
1 damage.
Okay.
I'm done.
All right. Next up is Uric.
Okay. I'm going to run up to this guy
Probably flank him.
like that.
Yeah, he was-
He was in melee.
And okay, so wherever.
Yeah.
I need to be. And attack him with my big sword.
And what does flanking get us at this point?
+5
To hit?
to hit.
So plus 11 to hit on whatever this roll is.
You get a
18.
D4 to add to that
and
too.
a D4.
It hits.
I want a big number.
To hit?
Well, all right, whatever.
Still not 30, but yeah.
Not 30. Yeah, okay. 2d6 plus 4. 6, 10 damage.
10 damage to
Square.
All right. Next up is the Pack Lord. He's going to bark some orders, and this guy is going to make an attack against you.
What?
Oh.
Probably not. 11.
Yeah, no.
No
16. No hit.
Okay, so then he's going to.
Interesting.
Yeah, he'll come back here and sees 3 glowing people and a guy concentrating on something.
I think he's
And
shooting at you.
that, well, no, he doesn't get advantage. He misses his first attack easily, and the second probably not as good either.
It's who?
You said misses first.
Yeah, 11 for his second, which was the better of the 2.
Horribly misses it. That is.
Yeah, Morden.
I'm gonna just take a hammer swing at square.
Okay,
That's 14.
misses.
Dang, and I didn't bless myself. You took some damage, didn't you?
A little, yeah, 7.
I'm gonna cast Healing Word as a bonus action.
Okay.
So you get 6 health.
What? Why?
Illumin's turn.
My turn?
Nope, Illumin.
Oh, you said Jorah's brother. Sorry.
Very similar to Illumin.
I was going to go after Mr. Pat Guy, but now I'm sort of stuck between these two, so I guess I need to fight them instead.
You got one flank, so.
Yeah, true. I guess he already damaged that guy. I guess I'll probably go ahead.
You're hitting Carrot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Subtract carrot.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hits.
I didn't add the flanking bonus to hitting that guy with the hammer.
That's your
Is
fault.
there a flanking bonus?
Damn, yeah, +5.
Oh, wow.
I try to keep track of it.
No, that's on me. And I even asked you beforehand, too.
Is that all melee with that?
I think so.
Because the guy's not looking at you.
Right. Yeah, he's distracted by people
But he
behind him.
doesn't. You don't have +5 on this because you are canceled out by this guy.
You lose your on hit when you're flanked?
Oh well, I guess he's not flanking. This guy's not flanked anyway, so it doesn't matter. So he is.
I just realized I do get sneak attack. If I have an ally within 5 feet of the enemy, it's
Okay,
distracted.
that's what I thought. I thought you get sneak attack on like if someone else is harrying them. So
I forgot about that.
We need to get our shit straightened out.
I'm so used to other people.
not you. Like, we need to know our own rules.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is, it is a rule that he gets sneak attack when he has advantage, and so many people do the house rule of you get advantage when you flank. That people all do sneak attack in those
Got it.
situations.
But he also
But
gets sneak
you also
attack.
get sneak attack if you're in 5 feet.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not ruling the advantage on flanking, so it's tough to keep track of.
Yeah, me too.
It's Divine Smite too.
Okay.
So 3d8.
Whew.
7 plus 6 is my first attack.
Just keep rolling.
11.
Yeah. And 2
13.
and 8.
That's 21.
He's not looking good.
What the heck?
Next is Square. He's gonna hit the guy with the big sword. Try to. Don't try to. Don't have much room in the person's face for rolling. Now,
Not even noticing
rolls a
anymore.
5. That's definitely going to
Okay.
hit. Aladrin, it's gonna. Actually, you can do. No, there's no meanies against 5 feet of him. So he's gonna try and injure the square. That's dexterity. He fails, so it's gonna be 1d. It's either 6 or 8.
Are you gonna pull it this time? Or are you gonna start pulling in the deck?
1d6. 2 damage.
Is he dead?
No,
How's he looking?
he's not looking happy. I can't hit you guys for shit. Riven.
All right, so I got a question.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast Scorching Ray.
Mm-hmm.
So I got my 3 attacks, and they're all separate attacks. Can I do an attack and see if it kills it,
No.
or do I have to declare my target before
I will say
do
you
any
have
rolls?
to declare your targets first.
Okay.
Simultaneous attacks.
So if you
Yeah, I mean,
if you kill it with 1, but you
So
declared
this
it on 2,
this guy looks
it's-
really hurt. This guy looks really hurt.
So Carrot looks almost dead. The other 2 look comparable.
Carrot looks almost dead?
Yeah.
What about this guy?
Nope.
Not.
Yeah. That was the
Um,
guy who did 21 damage, dude.
You said that you turned around and were hitting Carrot. So that's
Yeah.
who you hit.
that's
I
not
remember him
Carrot.
asking.
I
Carrot
asked
even.
Carrot, you said yes, so I did the damage to Carrot.
Oh, okay. Because I specifically turned my face in that guy.
It
Alright.
looked to me like you turned him to face Carrot, so I asked you
So-
if you were hitting Carrot.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I will hit. I'll hit this half circle guy.
Okay.
With all 3 attacks.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna roll all 3.
Yep.
That's a miss.
That,
That's a
that'll
hit,
hit.
and that's a
Miss.
miss. So 2d6.
And a level 2 slot.
That's 11. 11 fire
11
damage.
to.
Half circle.
Boy, he is not looking happy.
I'll pull
Half
him
circle
up.
and Carrot look comparable. Very not happy. So yeah, he's gonna. Carrot's turn is gonna try and hit Illume. Plus 5 to hit. Man. Oh wait, that's. I cannot hit you. That's not gonna hit.
Nothing hits
5
me.
plus 4 plus
Bounces off my armor.
9
weapons
plus
that they have.
14 is terrible.
Little spears.
Then it's this guy. He's not. He's
I just
tired of
swap the
trying.
spear
So
away
it's
from my shield.
half circle is going to try to hit Oust. 12 plus 5,
17.
17.
Hit.
All right.
Kill these things. I'm gonna go charge the
That's
leader
going
and
to be.
like unleash my loadout. And use all my slots and just kill. What attack?
That's 1. That's 3 piercing damage.
Is there any cover?
Mm-mm. Oust.
I didn't remember to ask that every time.
Attacking the one next to me.
Plus 5 with sneak attack.
19.
Hits. And it's dead.
As, like,
And then I'd like to link around and try and flank that other guy.
You have the movement.
Okay. And 18.
Hits and it's dead.
I'm free.
Alrighty.
You're it.
Good thing we
So-
share experience.
I'm
from this.
gonna attack that guy again.
Okay.
So
And it's dead.
24 or whatever.
Hits. I don't know. Maybe.
No, probably not. 7 damage.
It's real close.
I get. I should just be burning my spell slots.
Well, I thought this was more challenging, but I guess I was wrong. So Pack Lord's gonna run.
There
You
it is.
can't
It's
hit
gonna
us.
run?
It's
I mean,
gonna-
Yeah,
You're rolling bad hit.
He,
I wanna kill
it's
it.
been 2 rounds.
All right, yeah.
You've killed all
fair-
his friends.
fair
I
enough.
chase the back
He's
lord.
dashing. His full movement speed is 30, so he's
I chase
60
him.
feet. You can, but your full movement speed is also 30 feet.
I'll chase him down.
I'll take it.
Yeah, you could do that.
I was making my preparations.
So
Whose turn
that's
is it?
his turn. Morden's turn.
I'm gonna try guiding bolt on the Pack Lord.
Okay.
That's
He is undamaged.
Let's just make a. Yeah, but maybe someone can put him to sleep or something. 19 plus 6, and that is 4d6, and it gives someone advantage on the next hit. I need some d6s.
4 of them.
3 of them. That is 15 damage.
Okay.
Alright.
Where did I put my...
Maybe we can take it back.
I mean, I don't have anything that actually slows him down.
Yeah.
But
That's right. We don't need it.
Balloon.
I'm not looking at my
Oh,
spells.
wait. You have disadvantage on that attack because you're within 5 foot of a melee.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
that
It'll
would be
still
a
hit.
20
That's fine.
Oh, any range spell,
within. Yeah,
even if you're not targeting it?
got
Yeah.
people next to me.
Because
Distracted.
if you're trying to shoot someone's going like this at you, it's going to be hard to hit anything.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's blocking. He was willing to take the magic for his leader.
It is Illum's turn whenever he's
Let's
ready.
try to figure out if he's got anything ranged.
I think they're like slow him down.
Throw your sword!
I do have one dagger. I don't know.
He's like 60 feet away. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I don't think it's gonna do that much.
It'll be a disadvantage to hit. Oh.
Nobody will play with me and they get licked for hours. Okay.
Oh, it wouldn't be a disadvantage. Everyone's got advantage on him. It'd cancel out.
So it would cancel out.
Everybody's got advantage on them? Oh!
No, only
Guiding.
the next
The
attack.
next thing that hits him, yeah.
The next thing that hits or the next attack?
Advantage from next hit.
Okay.
I can double check the wording on that, but that's what I wrote down. I think it's intel he gets. Like he's glowing, basically.
Yeah.
I'll double check that word.
Is that a cantrip?
No, it's a first level spell.
Can I have a first level spell?
Yeah, he
please?
said
I
that.
handed it to you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I may have not actually gotten it all the way to you.
Okay, so I'm gonna move 30, and then I'm gonna use Abjure Enemy, my channel divinity, on that guy.
What's that?
As an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer. Choose one creature within 60 feet of you that can see. The creature must make a wisdom saving throw, unless it is immune to being frightened. On a failed save, the creature will be frightened for 1 minute. While frightened,
Next
the
attack
creature's
roll made
speed will be
against
0, and
Yeah,
it can't
that's the next
benefit
roll.
from any speed bonus.
Speed will be 0?
But yeah, if it gets frightened. So
It fails
And you
so
prepared
bad.
that spell?
It's not a spell, it's a
Nope.
class ability.
it's a channel divinity, which I can use.
What is this?
He's so scared,
Your enemy.
he stops running away from
Yeah,
you.
now
That
speed
is
0.
Very scared.
So his
For 1
speed
minute.
is 0 for a minute.
For a
Or
minute.
until it takes damage.
Or until it takes damage.
Um,
Until I can run up and kill it.
we should
So
probably get close to it before
that's
we do
gonna.
damage.
Yeah.
So he's gonna make.
Let me
Keep
charge
out.
up.
An attack.
Flank it with oust.
He's
I'm gonna use double smite on it if I can get up to it. I want to double
It
smite it.
in. It's gonna try and hit
The
this
thunder
guy.
divine smite.
It's gonna have succeeded in a saving throw. Riven's turn.
What's not moving for a minute, right?
Yeah.
Do I know that?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
He stopped running.
You see him stopped.
presumably.
Yeah, I see him. So I start running.
This guy is still alive.
Yeah, we just saw that guy. Yeah, he's actually did it.
So I guess I'm running closer to Noel, and then I see him stop. I wonder why.
So did you dash? Because it looked like you.
Oh, was I
may
here?
have, yeah.
I thought I was just doing 30 feet.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
Anything else?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to damage that guy yet.
No, leaving me. I'm taking him out. Guys, leave him to me.
So I will. This guy looking pretty hurt.
Yeah.
I'll just do fireball. on that guy.
Hits.
Hits for
And
1d10.
it's dead.
6 damage.
All right. So you gang up on the guy and you kill him. There's just no point.
You
Surround him
gang up
and
on
just kick him.
You want to see?
I can't use mine.
No, you have.
Well, I mean,
Boring.
we'll attack, and then he'll be able to like start running again.
Yeah, and then you'll all get opportunity attacks, and he will die.
Sounds fun. Let's do it.
I wanted to roll my 5 dice and kill him.
We're getting close. for
Yeah,
Seth.
well, yeah. Seth needs to go soon, and I don't want to give you the satisfaction.
So-
I'm just kidding.
So searching the
Is everything
bodies.
good on him?
Yeah, I didn't actually roll gold, but you will find some gold in this encounter, and which I will email out at a different time.
What about
Search
the
the dead
fancy
corpse.
armor?
Baby
Gold
hands.
lords don't wear any
He
decent
didn't
armor.
have anything special. He's wearing a pink
What
shirt
about the
with
guy who was eating?
Can we pick up their longbows to sell in Riverdrift
yeah.
and their shields?
And the hide armor.
Hide armor.
And
The hide armor
ears.
you'll find is pretty useless. If you off your ears and try and find someone who would want to buy them or whatever, you can try to do that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so you have
We're now ear cutting.
6 pairs of null ears. Make a survival check.
Bikers?
You never know if they want the right ear or the left ear.
5
so you
sets
gotta
of
get both.
Survival check?
yeah, survival check. See how badly you mangle this.
15.
Oh, you're all right. So you get 6 pairs of null
I got a
ears.
dagger. Use my finger and cauterize.
Do I find anything on the corpse they were eating?
So the corpse
Oh, yeah.
wasn't
Or
a
just
humanoid; it was just a beast.
No, darn.
So
That's just useless.
Dang it, it's not a dead person.
yeah. So I thought that was going to be more difficult than it was, but I was obviously very wrong.
Well, when you can't
Well,
hit people.
we hit almost everything and they hit nothing.
And we used a lot of
fully
spell slots.
rested. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
That's
very
close.
tough to challenge a big party that's fully rested.
Now the next time we meet, I'm just gonna
Without
go
just
crazy
killing
on
them
it.
outright.
Well, the whole thing was with the null pack leader is that he has a chance of recharging it, but he has the freaking not rampage. It's incite rampage, which
He's giving
which
them
gives
extra.
lets them use their reaction to hit someone else. And so if he had more people, every time that he would get his turnaround, he would get 1 attack from one of his lobies and then 2 attacks from himself. But I couldn't hit for shit. Very disappointing.
That sounds like hers.
Mhm.
Not hitting things.
But yeah, I think that's where we'll call it, because essentially what will happen is you will loot the corpses, and I will give you some gold for that. Then you camp, you find the road, and then the road is pretty safe, so you guys end up getting to River Drift without much difficulty.
So I actually remembered to mark down how many spell slots I had left this
Roll-
time,
roll
and we're
for
going to
that.
get a long rest.
Yeah, so that is one last thing. I would like everyone to mark off 2 extra rations, and I will mark off the two from Aladrin, and you may roll survival, and you may roll herbalism.
2 days?
Yeah,
15.
One
First day.
Two
Yeah.
15s for me.
2 for you. So
second day.
that's all right. Okay.
20 doesn't give me anything on this, right?
A natural
So,
20?
Yeah,
I don't think
I don't think it
so.
does, so-
This is just
second day.
being successful.
5. But nope, that's 14.
That's a miss.
Yep, I missed the second day.
So,
So what?
okay. This is. Did you get that oust? Mark off 2 rations.
Yep.
Cool.
And I retrieved my daggers.
Yep, they are in good condition.
Cool.
At least we get XP for killing the pack guy because I stopped him from running away. That was the first time I remembered to use the channel that I had in a while.
Oh, I'm thinking of
Alrighty, I think I'm gonna run.
All
right.
right.
See you,
Bye,
Seth.
Seth.
Bye.
Thank you, Andrew. That was a whole lot of fun. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, I was hoping that the combat would have been more fun, but it was pretty
I had a good
lame.
time. I got to assassinate a character right out of the gate.
You did.
That's right.
Dancing
You
around
took out
killing
a
everybody.
22 health character in 1 hit. So
Yeah, I was pretty pleased with that. So, alrighty, y'all have a good night.
well, do we have time to
figure out
what
the
our
next time?
is?
Oh, let me pull out my calendar.
Dude,
Do we
I think
want-
2 weeks from now is actually kind of unfortunate. I think I'm working night shift that week, maybe the whole week. Let me look.
Yeah. What week?
2 weeks from now?
Yeah,
Can we get back on schedule and do next week?
I couldn't do next week. I'm moving.
well, we'll just kick you out then.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's see. I may be able to do Friday night. Does anyone else have anything going on?
Of next week?
The 23rd? No, I can't do next week.
Oh, the phone.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
So-
the following week is fine for me. You
Looks like
find
the calendar's
6
fine.
tail leaf and 10
March
and
23rd.
1 ginkgo bush.
Yeah.
6
I would,
Yeah,
as far as I
you find
know,
2 times
but
the
I-
rolled amount.
I
And
apologize.
I rolled
Not
for
okay.
3 times.
And 2 what?
1 ginkgo leaf. Ginkgo bush.
Ginkgo bush.
Ginkgo brush.
Do I know these?
Ginkgo. No, I suppose you don't know these 2. You'd have to roll intelligence on these.
16.
Yeah, so tail leaf is fine. You know that one. Roll for the ginkgo bush brush.
Let me check with Amelia about the 23rd. I get back from work early that morning at like 6 a.m., but I may be able to play that evening. It just depends on what else we got going on that day, the 23rd.
I'm good the 23rd.
As far as I know.
Besides the 20th of your campaign.
Yeah, we'll just have to figure out something. 'Cause it'd be nice to not do 0 D&D, 2 D&D, 0 D&D.
Is that what that's where we're on now?
If we bump this one to the 23rd, yeah, because the other one's having scheduling
dates.
issues
Yep.
as well.
Probably this one, if we ever have a chance, we can bump it up to the next week.
Yeah.
Whenever everyone's available.
When we're thinking,
Most likely, so.
March 23rd.
I don't think Seth's works on the calendar for the rest of the month, but we could possibly go to the 30th.
It's not up there for March?
The end. Well, maybe you're just not working on
Well,
the 30th.
the 30th?
Yeah. Would you know about that one yet?
It looks like I'm not working the 28th, 29th, or 30th, but the 30th is a holiday. It's Good Friday. I don't know what church plans we have, if any.
Or the 29th. I don't think your class starts until after March, right?
I may be able to do the 29th if we're looking to push it back a week.
No, I mean we would do the.
Oh, wait, no, just kidding. I can't do it the 29th. I'm out of town. Let me put that on here. Yeah, so 2 weeks from now or a while from now.
I think the 23rd is good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if the 23rd ends up not working,
I think we're just thinking about the next time after that.
we'll figure out.
As usual, just plan on the next one, and then we'll plan the next one,
Yeah.
that day.
Yeah, I just got my April calendar, so I can add that to it. So we can start planning for April.
There's a.
Yeah.
I mean,
Alrighty.
chance.
so pencil in the 23rd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. I'm going to go.
Cool.
All right.
See
Bye,
you later.
everyone.
Good night, guys.
I need to start making some potions here.
Ingredients.
No.
There's a pretty big list there, yeah.
So should we just wait to hear from you about level 4?
I need to. Can somebody, at least one person, make sure that their roll 20 is up to date with your EXP total, so that I can just see and visualize like future and.
Yeah.
Because I was relying on you guys to keep track of that.
And then just writing it down.
yeah.
I've just been putting it on my sheet. I can.
Do you want me to update it with like all the items and things that we've gotten?
No,
to, or just
because for the most part,